And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 171. So I hope you guys had a great day and I hope you guys have a great weekend that is ahead of you. And we are officially at the end of February of 2025. We are going to be beginning March literally tomorrow on a Saturday, where at the end of every single Saturday, I'm going to come home after work, get in my Lamborghini, drive to Vegas, have sex with like a bunch of strippers, and then come home and then realize I have no money. And then I realized something to myself. I woke up and that never happened because I can't afford a Lamborghini. So we pretty much just got that delusional part that people always claim I have out of the way. So I know you guys are probably wondering this. Where the hell is Laps Comic Fan? And no, Lunchbox Warren it did not get race swapped to basically be like Laps Comic Fan. Last Comic Fan definitely just did not get recasted, as they say on some shows. Lunchbox Warren's going to be here for the next few weeks because Laps Comic Fan, he's starting a brand new job. And it started this week, which requires him to work 6 days for basically this week and the next one. So essentially, by the time we're on Absolute Wonder Woman number 3, Lunchbox Warren will still be here, but that's when you'll see Lapsed on Fridays again. He's just, starting a new job and he's just busy. That's just kind of how it works when you get new jobs. You don't know what your schedule is going to look like. You get very accustomed to like one way a schedule works for your job. And that's the thing about me getting another job. It's like, damn, if I get a new one, my schedule changes entirely. And I kind of like the flow that I have right now. Eventually, when I want to change, I'll switch it up. But, I kind of like the schedule that I have at the job I have right now. It's crazy, guys. I can't say these things. These things are really, really spicy. But back when I was younger, I was like, you know what? Older women don't get me. I need to date just younger women. Older women are great. But I retired from women. Literally had 3 different women just this past week start bullshitting me. Oh my God, I'm retired. One after the other. Like, one of them said because they had lost their like Facebook password because they like fucking got a new phone, even though you could easily just get it with the recovery email. It's like not that hard. She was like, well, I'm only going to give up my number to like clients and close friends. And I've I've literally known this girl probably so we're like actually kids. And a person who's a kid and throughout life, but a person like that hadn't talked to me ever since. Like just straight up ghosted. I'm not even kidding. Like literally, hey, I sent this person like some money whenever they needed it really, really bad. Like I'm not hurting for it. I just doing it because I just genuinely wanted to help this person out. And then person couldn't fucking just give me their damn phone number to keep in contact. Like, okay, you don't want to do social media, cool. We can do your number. I ain't got hit up at all. It just goes to show you how little people think of you and how people are not on your mind sometimes, like in terms of like people you think should be. Because like I would think if I've known this person for this long, we could at least keep someone in contact, right? Nope, not talking to you at all.
Yeah.
Man,
it always astounds me sometimes how much I think that like I'm closer to someone, and then I find out real quick that it's like, oh, I'm not even a blip in your radar.
So crazy. Like, I'm not trying to like obviously be a top G Riz master, obviously that I am, but it's one of these things where like you just quickly find out how much someone thinks of you or how much of a priority of a friendship you have with someone based off like certain actions to do. I'm always an actions versus over words. Words don't mean shit. Like, guys, literally, because people always ask me, MSK, why don't you ever take people's words anymore? Guys, I'm older than a lot of you. I've been through a lot of stuff. Once you've been through a lot of stuff and a lot of life, you start to realize, basically, people just kind of say whatever they generally want to say in a moment because it just sounds nice to say. But when there's situations where actions are apparent, and that's kind of what you need to see to show someone, hey, this is who you are. Yeah, actions will always show you who someone really is outside of fucking,
actions are truth. Actions are the truth of who they are. And I'm always the firm one too, is you'll realize how much somebody appreciates your help the one day that you can't help them. Like you're busy or along those lines, and they freak out, they ghost you. And it's just like, oh, okay, so you really didn't appreciate any of the other shit that I've ever done for you. It's just, yeah.
Oh, dude, there was a recent one where someone also told me some bullshit where literally we had already like talked out our situation, even though I didn't do anything wrong. I was just fucking around and just I'm just saying some stupid shit. And this person claimed that like we're done because I said that based off of what she had already told me. So I don't know what to think. and then we been on the phone, talked about it and shit. And then the very next day, literally less than 24 hours later, basically started flipping on like, we already talked about this. What's wrong with you? We already talked about this. Why are you talking about this again? This is a no. Like, and then she was like, well, God, if you came after me, I was like, I just said a joke. How's a joke coming after you? And I was like, you know what? Fuck this bitch. Just, oh my God. And then another one literally after her. I had to go into work on that Tuesday. Remember I told you that? I had to go into work on Tuesday because someone called off and shit. I didn't want to go in, but I panicked and said yes. I don't know why I did. Fuck me, right? So I came home. Person says, oh, can't be on the panel show anymore. It's just, it's too edgy. I'm doing something in my life now that might be getting off the ground where, I have to kind of limit my appearances on certain shows. It's like, oh God, and the gaslighting of the message was like, I love you so much. You're like an ex-person to me. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Oh no.
Lord, man. It's like the whole "it's not you, it's me." Back in the day, I used to break tell everyone.
I've heard that too many times.
Oh, like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm too much of myself for you. Like, what the fuck? I'm not apologizing for that. I'm not gonna apologize for being myself.
You're dumping me because I'm awesome. What is this?
Like, I don't even get what that even means. Like, just. So one of my friends was like, hey, you should kind of respond to her, be like, hey, best of luck on your endeavors and shit. I don't want to say anything to this person. You can leave me alone. Fuck off. Like, you were just, it's crazy how you notice in people's situations when it comes to like girls sometimes, you'll notice that you'll know how much they care about you when they're just quickly ready to just get rid of you out of their lives. Like, that's what happened with all of them. Literally this past week, I had women that I thought were my friends go, you know what? Time to just get you out of my life right now, even though you were there for me when I really needed you. And it's like, all right, kick rocks.
Wow.
Fuck off. All in just 1 week. Man, people ask, I'm retired now. I'm good. I'm gonna just start going after 60-year-old women.
Anybody.
Man, I'll just start going after like 60-year-old women or some shit. I don't even fucking know, man. Holy crap. But as you guys know, me and Lat's Comic Fan have been going through Absolute Batman. We should be going through this week. We're going to take a break when he's on Tuesday. We're going to do Justice League Unlimited #1, and then probably the week after that, go back to finishing up Absolute Batman. Just, a lot of Batman in a row. Just it's like, oh God, jeez. I love Batman. I really do. But goddamn, if you read his comic books back to back to back, it's like, holy fuck. I need some breathing room here. But yeah, just a little bit here. We're going to be reviewing Absolute Wonder Woman #1. So it's very, very good. I was really surprised. The story, man, I have to say, a lot of people now, when it comes to comic books, they're like, you know what? I'm not going to buy any more books now because like it's all woke and it's all bad. And it's like, so you've read every book that comes out and they're all woke, all of them, like all the trades that come out, all the omnibuses that come out, manga chapters that get released. Image by itself puts out like fucking 16 books a fucking week. Like, this thing I never understood with people when it came to comic books. There's no way you can read everything. Literally, guys, it's actually impossible, even if you aren't even doing YouTube, to read every book that comes out. It's impossible. If you were just even buying all of it, because I know some people that just went and bought everything from like Marvel and DC that would come out weekly. You still couldn't read everything. There's no way you have enough time to read everything, remember everything, and then have it not like mesh in your head all differently. Right. You read... I would say it's like movies. If you watch like 3 movies in a row, all that's just gonna blend together in your brain,
Yeah. And the woke stuff was bad and it was highlighted, but it's not everything. And the Absolute line has been a breath of fresh air, really, with the way I love when they redo these kind of like reimaginings where we'll put the character in a what if kind of situation, and they're doing a really good job with all 3 of them, but the stronger of the 2 are Batman and Wonder Woman. But yeah, this #1, I really like how they've kind of flipped the script on her storyline on this. And she's a complete badass in this one.
It's like, I always tell people this, just basically, if you think it's like, let's say you're just a Marvel fan, if you think most of the Marvel books are bad, narrow down like 2 of them you really, really like and just only read those. I think limiting on how many books you're actually buying and pulling can basically ease your mind, because a lot of people just be pulling like everything, and it's like not like you not read everything. If all of it is bad, as you say, well, yeah, of course it's gonna weigh on your brain. If it's all bad, you're gonna think everything is shit. And I think people kind of what's that word? It's like where they make one small sample size everything. It's like I forgot the word of it. Oh, generalize. They let you generalize one comic book with everything, and it's like, and I even say this for a lot of the indie creators too. They're like, "Oh, my stuff's better than everything. Your stuff's better than Jeremy Adams' Green Lantern run." How about we? I don't know about that. You know?
yeah.
Like,
we gotta be real here.
Yeah. There's no. I don't think there's an indie writer so far that's been better than like Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers run. Hey, and Kelly Thompson and this one right here just pretty much played out a pretty good story right there. Because I think people in the indie don't understand this. You have to grow with time. A lot of people are trying to basically get to, like, let's use numbers for easy for a lot of people. Let's say it's 1 to 100. A lot of indie creators are trying to basically start at 100 and then keep being 100. When they should realize if you were just a 70 consistently, you would have more people that read your stuff. Just being consistently good is actually more beneficial than always just potentially trying to be 100, you know?
Yeah, consistency is a massive thing in the indie comic world. If you can keep putting out stories and being consistent and getting that quality up there, like, and everyone's not going to be great, but just keep working and getting better and keep putting them out there, then you're going to start widening your scope. And, hopefully you can get out there and become like a Bone or one of those indie darlings like Ninja Turtles that just hit worldwide, But yeah, they're well, you also have a whole group of where there's like an industry on just creating hate videos. So it's like there's a lot of people who are hating on stuff before it even comes out. And then sometimes it's a lot of it's just kind of over exaggerated.
You know what I figured out is the fact that since a lot of them are comic book pros themselves, what people never understood, they have to tell you everything sucks and buy my stuff. People don't know that's a business strategy. Now, people say, well, why don't McDonald's and Burger King do that? Because they are so massively big, it doesn't matter. There's like, oh, goodness, what's that saying now kids have these days? There's levels to this shit. Guys, there's levels to a lot of the stuff. McDonald's and Burger King do not need to start Twitter beef because they're both literally at the very top you can be. That's it.
Well, it's about access, too. Like, there's McDonald's on every corner of every city across America, across the world. These big creators, even though they're pros, they might have 10,000, 100,000 fans. They still don't have the reach that a big, huge corporation or even a Marvel or DC have. Like the indie creators' biggest thing is always reach, and how limited that is. Even for the biggest people, their reach is only so limited to so many people. So it's like you just got to keep working. And these pros, they also want to, some of them want to create like this, it's like, if you want to save the integrity of comics, then you need to buy my comic because these
the
ones
oldest sales tactic ever. Remember those infomercials back in the day where it would be like, call this number right now at the end of this like snake oils ad? People have to understand that's literally just a business tactic. Hey, that guy's shit sucks. Mine's better. Buy mine. That's literally one of the oldest salesman tactics in the world. Like, that also reinforces what we're gonna say. They used to do that back when they were kind of just like getting started, when they were kind of like butt fuck nobodies. But now, when they are literally massive to the point where it's just kind of fuck you. You don't have to. If you don't come here because you might like it, doesn't matter. We got money like that. They don't do that anymore because that's just ridiculous to do. I don't mind healthy trash talk. Like Burger King, the UK Burger King Twitter account. Remember that one? Where back like 2019. He said that the account literally said women belong in the kitchen. Fun banter. I don't mind fun banter. I actually like trash talk, but that's the thing when it comes to like comics. The reason why they're gonna tell you their stuff is better is because, to be fair, when you create something, I would say I'll use my for example here. I think my podcast is the best one out there. That's because, guys, you know what that is? That's bias. I'm biased to my own shit. They're biased to their own shit. They're going to tell you it's the best because they literally made it. That's their actual baby. Like, let's say you had 3 kids. You know how people always ask parents, like, which kid is your favorite? You have to say that thing of like, I like all of them equally. Let's be honest, you probably like one more than the other. It's just
there's always one that you're just like, no.
Damn, I actually
if I
gave birth
could
to that one.
redo.
Why did God have to give me a black kid? It's like, oh my God. But it's just crazy to me that you'll go under, like, I was watching Clownfish TV's video about like Diamond Distributor. God, that's such a horrible situation when it comes to the comic industry right now. And a bunch of people going, because there were some shop owners in there going, hey guys, just come buy the books and I'll even help you pick out which ones that aren't Marvel and DC. But the people were like, no, everything's just woke. What? People say, well, I don't want to buy Marvel and DC books. Do you guys think that, you guys know that Marvel and DC aren't the only publishers? You do know that, right? Or unless you that much of an actual, either you're retarded or you're just a tourist, or you actually just genuinely are just parroting talking points. Image Comics produces, I shit you not, guys, I'll go minimum here, 8 random books a week.
I'm always finding a new Image story every time I go to the comic shop.
There was
like
a Bug Wars that came out. I bought Bug Wars because it was written by Jason Aaron. A lot of people were like, hey, Bug Wars is pretty cool. Even like comic book content creators that I watch that are huge, they'll randomly throw out an indie book here or there. I don't consider Transformers indie. I think that's just kind of stupid. Like, that's my only pet peeve when it comes to like indie books. People highlight them. I think things like TMNT, Power Rangers, Transformers, G.I. Joe, basically, like if you could ask 10 people what this is, all 10 of them would say yes. I don't consider that indie. I really just don't, because that's just like, that's too much name brand to it. Indie, in my opinion, would be like Radiant Black, Bug Wars. There's this new horror slasher series that Dark Horse has called Night Slasher, things like that. Random shit you would never know of, you know?
Yeah, you stop anyone on the street and say, do you know who the Power Rangers are? They're going to know.
They're going to know, yeah.
You're not indie anymore when you have that kind of brand recognition.
That kind of reach is not indie. It's so crazy. Yeah. It's so weird that, hey, indie Transformers is coming out. Indie Transformers. What the fuck? What? You don't say. What? This not known property that's been around since like the 80s.
Yeah, Transformers can't be on anything indie because they're Transformers. It's no longer indie once they're
like
there.
Invincible before the TV show.
That was a prime.
That's indie. Now everyone likes it. That's not an indie thing anymore.
Yeah.
You ask 10 people, at least 7 of them to know who Invincible is. They know. Yeah. Walking Dead is the same thing. I didn't know about Walking Dead until the actual show. And comic books, people are like, oh, it's based off a comic book series. Oh, okay. So Walking Dead is another one of those. Like, damn, G.I. Joe. If that's indie, then fuck. Basically, what is it, Marvel and DC indie then? You know? Like, what the fuck? Good Lord, man. But it's also another thing that ended up happening today. Mr. Zelensky, Ukraine's leader, basically made himself look like a complete fool, honestly. That was definitely not good for him.
No, you don't talk to the Donald that way.
Gave this person billions and billions of dollars for a country that people literally didn't even know existed probably in their daily lives until the war happened. All that money could have went to the national debt. All that money could have went to homeless veterans. Anything that actually needs money, all that. If anyone tells me you had no use for that much money, your mom should just abort you because you're just actually just useless to the world. You're actually retarded. There's literally no way that much money can't be used on our people.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it's terrible what's happening over there to the Ukrainian people, but at the same time, their leadership is jacked up and it needs to be watched like a hawk because I believe a bunch of the money that we give them is unaccounted for as of right now.
Didn't they lead? They were one of the biggest leaders as a country in one of the traffickings. I don't know if it was human or sex trafficking. I remember
they have a pretty rough history, especially in the last like 15 years politically, and but I mean, it doesn't excuse what's happening to them by no means, and it doesn't excuse what Russia's doing, which is completely wrong. But it's like they could have done. They were talking negotiating peace, like in the first couple weeks of this happening, and it was stopped by multiple governments, including our own. Mm-hmm. And I really, we need to get the shit over there stopped. But it's Zelensky just seems kind of like an asshole. Like he doesn't seem like he wants to stop any of this stuff. He just wants to keep getting money.
And it's one of the things now where let's see where the comic book industry is going to go, because there's oh my goodness, you guys know there's a lot of videos that I actually wrote down on my notepad of like the topics to cover. it's one of the things that I noticed in the comic book industry world, where literally if no one talks about the sales and the actual structure of the industry, people just get this guise that everything's okay. Like, oh no, we'll just kind of pretend it doesn't exist. We'll just put our head in the sand. Oh my God, things are really bad for store owners. Yeah, things have been bad for store owners for a lot. If you guys saw, we'll cover it on one of these shows in a few weeks from now, the actual financials that Diamond owes so many people, and then how much some of the store owners owe Diamond back. What a horrible system. Why did anyone let this go along for this long? This was not a sustainable system, even from back then standards, guys. Comic books has always been a weird business that you can't make money off of. Even before all of us were even born, it was bad, and it just got worse in our lifetime, actually.
Yeah.
They say fucking Diamond owes Image like $300,000.
Oh, jeez.
So much money.
Yeah, and this whole Diamond thing is really, I mean, I make comics, but I really do feel like we're at a real downside of the entire industry, and it doesn't feel like it's bottomed out yet. Because there's going to be a point where it bottoms out and settles. Like, comics are never going to go completely away. Marvel's always going to be making them in some form, even if it's only digitally. They're still going to make them. DC will keep making them too, and then there'll always be guys like me who, no matter what, I'm going to put together a comic book, and I'll go to the convention that used to fill up a whole stadium, now fills up one exhibit hall of the stadium. So I've done that before, when it was before comics got huge, and then I'll do it afterwards, after they fall off. It's just, it doesn't feel like it's hit bottom yet. I feel like there's going to be some more stuff happening that's going to really shake up the industry, and it's getting really, the pathways for indie developers like myself to get seen and get out there and published are becoming fewer and far between right now, quite drastically.
Yeah. I also think we're at a point now where, it's crazy. They didn't list Marvel and DC as one of the companies that they owe money to.
Well, now, Marvel DC hasn't used them for a couple years.
Yeah, DC. So, actually, Jim Lee's the one that started it. Jim Lee was like, "I'm not using you anymore." And then I remember fucking Brian Hiv and all those guys.
DC's used it by Luna, and then Marvel. I'm not sure. Did they go to Penguin House?
Yeah.
It's
one of those things where is that the only thing Jim Lee ever did that was good? That's the only thing people remember him for. He's like, "Hey, we are not using Diamond anymore." It's crazy because Jim Lee really doesn't do anything. So they must have been actually
badass
trash.
Covers. Like, he draws good.
Charging $10,000 for that. Remember how he went to that convention a few years back, 2023? Was like, yeah, I'm commission charge $10,000. How about no?
How about being famous enough to where someone will pay that?
Yeah,
like that just blows my mind. Like, I have a hard time asking people $80 to do a commission, let alone like, no, $10,000 for my time.
This is another thing that some of the people nowadays with their new lingo is like kind of funny. I use the Riz Master thing. I was thinking one of the things people were cooking with. I think it's kind of funny. This new thing that people are doing, even you see it on Facebook, dude, where people are like, "You're 40," where they say your age to imply that your point is less meaning, or they'll try to downplay what you're saying. It's like, what does someone being 40 imply to their argument? I would even use the same line of thinking for even someone I disagree with. Just because you're 50 doesn't mean that I think your opinion's less like, what? No, who came up with that? If anyone actually says things, you're stupid. Like, hey, do you know that you're 30 and talking about video games? Yeah, I didn't know that being 30 means that you can't play video games. What the fuck are you talking about? It's like one of those things that people say in conversation that are just so beyond useless. You're like, are you just trying to make conversation? Are you stupid? Are you really just trying to make conversation? I'll talk to you, man. If you need me to talk to you, you don't gotta just say stupid
shit. I'll get that sometimes too, because essentially I'm 44, working at a gas station.
44-year-old man talking about comic books. 44-year-old man.
Yeah, 44-year-old man playing with toys and making comic books.
Apparently, if you get older, that means you must throw away every hobby you've ever had and not have any joy and just work until you're dead. Guys, the only thing that gives you joy in life when you work and do 9-to-5s is having a hobby. Guys, what if I didn't have a hobby? I'd probably kill myself. There's nothing else. What's there to do in life? If you don't have any hobbies, what the fuck else do you have besides going to work and coming home? Like, I just don't get it. It's one of the most dumbest things people have been coming up with recently. You're 40 years old and you still read comic books? Yeah, and you're 40 and you fish. What the fuck? What arguments are these? If
The only
someone,
thing that saves me is I make them. So
yeah,
it's like when they hear that, they're like, "Oh, that's cool." But yeah, without that, it would just be, "Oh, you're a single freaking in your room all the time, reading comic books and playing video games, smoking weed at 40, hanging out with stuffed Gorgu dolls and shit."
oh, oh god, man, I can't do it with people. I can't. It's some days I think people are cooking. The other days I'm like, oh my god, you guys are absolutely retarded.
I hate it when people refer to the 90s as the late 1900s. It makes me feel so fucking old. Oh, you're from the late 1900s? Like, oh, shut up. Oh, Jesus.
There was one guy who literally said that he thought the 90s was when things started getting woke. And I was like, what are you talking about?
What? 90s were the greatest time period ever for entertainment.
I was like, what? I actually heard that and I was like, hopefully I woke up in the morning. It was early. It was 8 o'clock. My eyes were still rusty. Get that eye crud shit in your eyes when you wake up. I was like, let me get an energy drink. I mean, we start drinking and get some breakfast. Woke up, watched the video. He was like, man, the 90s is when things are getting woke. I was like, all right, video over. It's too early in the morning for all that bullshit. Like, it's another thing with the word woke is, people, how people will use an argument like Star Wars was always woke. Guys, okay, the word woke has its own definition, but people have kind of misused it and made their own definition out of it. What I would consider woke myself is if, like, okay, Star Wars existed like this, characters existed like this, then you go and change it. That's what most people would consider woke, because it didn't start out woke because it was an original creation. Okay, that's how wokeness is. How can something basically be always woke but then become woke later on? That's not how that works. Okay, not how it works at all. Basically, Ghostbusters 2016 can be considered woke based on the fact that the original people in the Ghostbusters movies are dudes. So if you have an all-female cast, that is woke by the definition, if we're using the logic that you guys use. So this notion that these comic books were always woke, based off what? How?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, for me, woke is essentially pandering. It's bad writing for just trying to prove a point. Like, if you look at Rey Skywalker and Ellen Ripley from Aliens, right? Ripley went through a whole entire character arc. She screwed up. She didn't always win. She was scared, but she fought through it. And she grew as a character. Like Sarah Connor from Terminator started off as like a scared waitress and then ended up being a GI badass Terminator to kill her. There was progression for them. When people talk about woke, it's like, we're not talking about just some, like, that there's a lesbian in the show, or that the women are always winning. We're talking about bad pandering writing that is so ham-fisted that it just, none of it comes out good. So it's like, we want to see good stuff. We don't care if there's a woman doing the cool stuff, but we want to see the cool stuff. We don't want to be lectured to, gaslit, and then told we're terrible people because we don't like, the fact that Rey does everything perfectly and never screws up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, we want good characters. I grew up with all these female heroine 90s action stars. So the idea of a lead lady to me was like, well, two of the greatest sci-fi characters ever created are Eleanor Ripley and freaking Sarah Connor. And I mean, they were massive story, huge in the industry, and you got both of them are women,
Oh, before we go to reviewing Absolute Wonder Woman and getting to the topic that we're going to cover today, this might actually be one of the funniest things that a shill account has said. It's like one of those accounts like discussing film and culture crave on Twitter and shit like that, where they should just only post the news, but sometimes they get in the weeds and they show their opinions because they always got to do it. They want that sweet little access, So this is what happened at a screening for Captain America: Brave New World. As we know, that movie is flopping because, well, who could have not have predicted for that? Well, all of us did, honestly, because we're geniuses. Movie theater ceiling collapses in Washington during Captain America: Brave New World screening. 2 people were in attendance and there were no injuries. I just want to point out there, only 2 people were in attendance and there were no injuries. First of all, why is this news? Because, okay, roofs collapse all the time. Happens every once in a while. Buildings get old. Rain kind of molds it. It gets a little creaky. It collapses. It just happens. It's a thing of how buildings are. Like our roof at my job. How many years the thing just fucking tile falls off that thing? It happens. But this automatically right here is one of the most non-subtle ways to shit on a movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, this to me is like the only reason why you do this is because you want to shit on this movie.
I'm not gonna lie, this was very good. I will give you a like there. I need to bookmark this. Holy crap.
Feels like one of those like comedy routines. It's all like tragedy strikes as a theater collapses at a Captain America Brave New World premiere. Luckily, no one was there.
That's basically what they said. No one went to saw this movie, but hey, a ceiling collapsed in a movie theater. It's like, okay, all right. Holy fuck,
now, you did see this, right? Like
I did.
I mean, was it at least was it fun? Was it anything positive, or was it bad, or?
Oh shit. Oh, okay. Oh god. But I Warren asked. I did. I actually went opening Thursday night because that was the one time I could see it. It's literally, there's 2 ways to describe it. It's a very middle of pack MCU movie. So I think it's in the range of like Shang-Chi, Age of Ultron, that kind of range. Where it's like,
oh, okay.
It's not like, how would I say this? It's not over offensively bad, but it's not overly great either. Also, I think if you just watch the trailers, you've seen the entire movie anyway. Literally, the 2 trailers they've released, you saw the whole movie. There's nothing really special. There's one special moment at the beginning of the 3rd act. That's it. And it feels like basically a Hulk movie script they couldn't do because they can't use the Hulk character because Universal has rights to the character right now. And then it's not even Captain America in the movie because, Steve Rogers is Captain America. But it's also not even Captain America in his own movie with his own villains. Because they actually use Hulk Rogues Gallery villains in this movie. You can tell there's reshoots because it starts off as like a Winter Soldier-esque plot, which they should have still been doing. I would have been like, okay, this has been pretty decent. But then it goes to like this action adventure. Then it goes to this like save the world plot. The plot's still just very jumbled. Like they definitely didn't know which direction to take the movie. I want to see the movie that they deleted 4 times before we got this one.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they didn't have a direction, but now they ended up with 3 directions. And it's like, it's hard to make like triple direction storytelling work. That's why you mostly see like storytellers, even comic book writers, only do like one direction because it's very hard to balance out different narratives.
Yeah.
It's just really hard to do that, honestly.
And it's Marvel's biggest problem, and it's also a Star Wars problem. So it's essentially just a Disney problem. And they really like it's like, it's like with James Gunn. He's like, I'm not going to greenlight anything until the script is done. Marvel needs to start doing that because right now they feel like they're so frantic to try to get back on top and start having some wins that they're second guessing themselves. They're starting to, like they were originally planning this whole Kang the Conqueror storyline. Then they had to drop the lead, which turned out to be, arguably a mistake. And then now they're trying to go in a whole new direction. Well, when you go back and have to change entire sections of movie because you need to make sure it fits into this new direction, it's never going to come out right. It's never going to feel right. It's never going to hit where it's supposed to. And you need a director and the whole crew that's going to be doing, like, you want to go Winter Soldier, go Winter Soldier, but don't go Winter Soldier with a bit of Indiana Jones mixed in there and some old Marvel comedy magic. And,
you could tell there was green screen too. Do you remember like in Fast and Furious 6 when The Rock and Vin Diesel were reportedly having problems? You could clearly tell there was green screen, like that one part where he was like, while we all know, Hobbs, you were working for me. It was good working with you, Treadle. You could tell there was green screen. The motherfuckers weren't there together. You can tell it happened in this movie. You can tell obvious green screen shit. And unpopular opinion, I didn't hate the villain choice. The villain could have been better. It could have worked. There was potential there with that villain, but just misexecuted. All it is, it's one of those things where it does the same shit that Thor: Love and Thunder does, where or in WandaVision, where oh well, it's finally revealed why he doesn't like a character in the movie, but I don't disagree with that guy. He probably justified in what he's doing. I shouldn't feel that as a villain. I should not feel that way. Okay, happens constantly in MCU movies now. You know, just hey, the villain's motivation gets revealed, but is he wrong? It's like, I don't know about that. Like, was Gore the God Butcher wrong about the gods of that universe? It's like, not really. They're pieces of shit, honestly. I like how the director proved to you that his own writing isn't shit.
Yeah.
I don't know how that, only Taika Waititi can do that. Fucking hell. But we're going to start having some fun. You guys ready for me to bang my wife? Wait a minute. Is that alive?
YouTube won't allow that.
Oh, fucking hell. What? Oh, God. People are like, Twitter, like, name a movie you've seen more than 7 times. Fuck.
Predator.
Jaws. I think I've seen Jaws like maybe like 10 times. I'll never get tired of it, too. That movie's fucking fantastic.
I watch Predator like every other month. I love that movie.
First movie is so damn good. It holds up so well. I like the
perfect action movie. It is like the perfect action movie.
You know what I think?
Absolutely.
The first one and the third one have the perfect setting for a Predator movie. Predators with Alan Brody or whatever. Topher Grace in it. That's the perfect setting. Dump humans on their world, have them fight them with no way to like contact like civilization or the army or whatever. Perfect setup for a movie. I think that was the second best Predator movie. I didn't really care for Predator 2 when I watched. I thought it was just kind of bad. It just kind of meandered throughout the plot. Predator 4, oh my God. Well, that wasn't a movie to me. That's just bad.
That one was, I don't even count that one. That was like retcon. Get away from here. That's like the first Suicide Squad movie. It's like, no, get that out of here.
Did you see Prey? That's the only one I haven't seen is Prey.
Yeah, I watched Prey. It was the best Predator movie since like 1 and 2. I don't know if it beats out the Adrian Brody one. I really love that one. I really wish they'd go back and do another one on that.
I wish they would just do another, do a Predator sequel, like do another group of people. No, because the problem is, man, doing a group of Gen Z audience on the fucking Predator world. Oh my God, no, fuck that.
What I would do is you bring on some human commando types, and then the Predators unleash like an alien hive on the planet. So it's like the Predators and the humans, and then all of these alien hybrids running around. And then you can have a nice Alien versus Predator movie all on that Adrian Brody planet. Now, Adrian Brody, he tried his best, but he was so miscast for that movie. I could not believe that he was a badass killer mercenary at all. He even bulked up. Like, the dude had a six-pack. And I was like, I'm sorry, man.
It was, man, there's a joke in that. There's a thing that one white guy says in the movie where he was like, I'm going to go home and I'm going to grape some fine bitches. You can never say that in a movie ever again. I'm surprised that line even was in the movie itself. That man, oh, okay. And then the Topher Grace, when he's like, I'm just a killer. I wasn't really a doctor.
I'm a monster like them.
I'm a freak. It was like moaning. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you, dude? What the hell? Oh God, man. Fucking hell. That movie has great. Oh, the cinematography's great. The fucking pacing is really good. The atmosphere, you feel like there's no way out of this world because you're just in their world. It's like, oh, it's a great movie. You're not even gonna get that kind of action movie anymore, which is the third Predator movie, actually. You know, fuck. Really feels like they don't make them like it used to.
They don't make them like they used to at all. I think we're gonna see a renaissance of it. There's some indie movies where like other side companies, not Hollywood-based ones, that are doing some really good action. So I think you're going to start seeing some stuff pick up, especially with the streaming services. Every streaming service needs content. So more stuff is going to get greenlit. You get some really cool movies on Netflix, and Prime has some cool shit on it. So I can see it getting better. Even Marvel DC, when we're talking about, Wonder Woman, this is better. This is the best stuff that they come out with in a long time. I mean, this is really good stuff,
Speaking of that, time to get into it. Oh, I am a wizard. Wait, hold on. Eric, Eric July, you black man. Where the fuck's the wizard character in the Rippaverse? Come on, we need a wizard character. Everyone loves the cool wizard character. They're just cool. You know, they're old and they're like, I must give you the power of everything. They're always the coolest character, and they're always the most base too. Like a motherfucker will ask them something stupid, they're like, shut up. Here. God. Oh, I'm not people always ask, I'm not a novel reader, guys. I'm more of a comic book reader. Novels, they're not my thing, really. You know, there's a few novel series that I have read in my life, and not really me reading itself. Back in the day, a teacher would read it to us in class, and I just remember the ones that really stuck out to me, like Excalibur or King Arthur, the one you pull out the sword. That book, The Dangerous Game, that was a very, very, very good story. Chronicles of Narnia. It's so crazy how they've never managed to kind of do that series right. I saw the original, and I like the 2008 one. That's probably one of the that might be the remake. That is probably what you would aim for if you're doing something modern, putting your own spin on it, but still making it in the same vein and feel of the book. Actually, like there's memeable stuff in there, like when the one English guy says Turkish delight and all that bullshit. But it's a great movie. I did not know that James McAvoy played Mr. Tumnus in that 2008 one. I didn't know that. I just found it out like a few days ago. I was like, what the? He was Mr. Tumnus? What the fuck? That's crazy. I had the DVD and I would watch the commentary and I watched like the behind the scenes of all the movies I used to own as a kid back in the day. We didn't have cable, so all we had was fucking buying movies and DVDs. Man, what they did to make that movie happen. All the makeup with all the centaurs and all the yaks that were on the witch's side. Oh my God, you won't be getting that anymore. CGI everything. Everything is just CGI. If you guys, they said some of the people that were in the chair, in the makeup chair, to look like the yaks, they said it took them 9 hours to look like that.
And they had to do that daily. Can you imagine that shit?
And film like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's dedicated. Luckily, those movies turned out to be pretty good and like classics. Because if you did all that work and it came out like shit, those writers need to be running. We're gonna run some hands.
The first time I ever seen Chronicle Narnia was when my parents would take me to church, and they would take all the kids and put them off to the side, and then they would let us watch a movie. And it's like 1980s cartoon of Chronicles of Narnia, where it's done in kind of like that old Hobbit style animation, where it's really kind of trippy and maybe not made for kids. But
man, that original movie, oh my God, that thing is just disgusting.
Oh, it is.
Remember the animate or the effects they used to freeze people over when the queen would freeze? Gross. God, man. But the lady that they got to portray the Ice Queen, oh my God, such a talented lady, such a talented actress. Oh my goodness. The fight scenes were all, man, I didn't even know back in the day Liam Neeson portrayed Aslan as the voice actor.
Yeah.
He felt very, man, God. That's the thing is, come back to movies like that can't even exist in the theater anymore because they don't make enough money. No one's going to be putting fantasy movies in the theater anymore. No, it's got to be a big budget remake, sequel, prequel, interbequel, something.
Yeah.
That'll make money.
You're seeing a lot of money getting put into like TV series. Like you see like there's a Chronicle of Narnia TV series that I think Amazon's doing. And they're turning that into a series. And you see a lot of these streaming services paying money for that. But you're right. Like a lot of stuff's not going to the theater. Like no one's going to do Lord of the Rings in the theaters anymore. Like put that kind of money down. You know, I mean, that was like a massive.
Well, they technically did. Remember, they did War of the Warhammer, that animated.
That was the cartoon. I heard that one was really rushed too. Like,
yeah.
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
There's one of them. Apparently, they're gonna try one called like The Hunt for Golem coming out 2027 because it just got delayed till 2027. It's like, who wants to go to the theater to watch that? Like this, that's probably the reason why they don't make any money anymore. They're just making shit no one even cares for, no one wants. They're just making that's actually circling the drain.
Yeah,
no one gonna go there for that. That's
everyone
not a movie you're gonna care for. That's what killed Hollywood.
I'd rather watch a Legolas movie than show me a Legolas and dwarf movie where they just go around and bicker and kick ass. I'd rather watch that than Gollum.
Oh, good gosh. Oh, do you watch those videos from Zach D Films? They're just so funny. He had one where it's like, what if you had Wolverine's claws? God, that guy Zach D Films, man, the content is so. It basically makes like cartoonish animated life stories of shit, and it just turns them so funny. It's like, well, this guy was dropped into a lake and he fought a crocodile. Needless to say, he died. It's like the new age version of like 1,000 Ways to Die or some shit. Man, what a throwback that one was. Holy crap, man. All right. Let's have some fun here. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Absolute Wonder Woman #1. So, if you guys have not had a chance to check out my previous comic book reviews on, Green Lantern Back in Action Volume 1, we reviewed the DC Absolute Power hardcover. We also have reviewed the DC All in #1 special. We've reviewed, the first 3 issues of Absolute Batman. Go and check out those reviews. That way you guys can kind of understand and get to see like our perspective on various other comic books that DC Comics has been releasing recently, because this narrative around comic books that everything is woke and not good is just not true. And the reason why I mostly do this kind of content is because, well, first of all, I just love comic books. I'll love comic books till the day I die. But I do like to highlight not only just good books, but even sometimes maybe bad ones, to show people like, okay, this is probably what you shouldn't be buying because I don't think you're going to like it. And also maybe giving you opinions on why I'm a black guy and why I should bang your mom. Wait a minute. Probably I might have to redo that. But maybe.
Man, people smoke crack and you shouldn't do that.
All right. we get one of those tonight. I'm only going to mess up one time. All right, let's have some actual fun. See, that's how you entertain people. You give them that fake vibe. Oh, it's like when people do the YouTube videos nowadays where it's like coming up in this video, it's all black and white. It's like, please don't. I hate it. It's not. Our YouTube videos are not TV episodes, guys. I need to know what's coming up. I can just fast forward to the video. It's okay. It's all good. Hey everyone, I am MSK and I am a black guy. Oh no, okay. I'm joking, guys. It's okay. It's fun. Okay. Having some fun. We're going to get into digging into Diana's asshole. What the hell? That's definitely not going to happen in this book because she's not naked. Sadly. Interesting. But she lives? Wait a minute. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I was questioning something in my brain. All right. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Absolute Wonder Woman #1. So if you guys have not had a chance to check out my other comic book reviews on the channel, I would highly recommend you guys go and check out my other comic book reviews, because we have been doing a lot of comic book reviews on Marvel Comics, DC Comics. We've been reviewing Rippaverse comics here. We've reviewed freaking indie books here that you probably have never heard of. Actually, we really do take time and effort to actually give you guys good comic book reviews, because I do truly feel like a lot of people are under the sentiment that everything in the comic book world is bad, and that's just not true. Like, that is actually objectively not true. First of all, because you yourself cannot read everything, and I would highly just give this to you guys as advice. Wait a minute. Hold on. Where's my wife?
You have a wife?
Oh, shit. Fuck. All right. Okay. I'll be serious now. Man, the entertainment, I had him going for the first half. Not going to lie. Okay. We're being serious now. All right. Let's get it going. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Absolute Wonder Woman #1. So if you guys have not had a chance to check out our previous comic book reviews on a lot of the DC comic books that we have reviewed recently, we have reviewed Green Lantern Back in Action Volume 1. We have reviewed the DC Absolute Power hardcover. We reviewed the DC All-In #1 one-shot special. We've reviewed the first 3 comic book issues of Absolute Batman, and now we are officially on to another character that is actually not Batman, and that's actually going to be Absolute Wonder Woman. So for those of you guys who don't know, long story short, basically DC Comics actually finally did it. They did their own Marvel Comics style Ultimate Universe, right? They've tried to do it for many years, actually. Remember the All-Star lineup, Earth One lineup, Future State, all that stuff? You know, in typical DC Comics fashion, at any moment, that shit starts failing. Upend everything, burn it to the ground. Remember the part of the Dark Knight? It's not about sending a message. It's not about the money. It's about sending a message. Every time DC Comics would try to do something, it'd burn it to the ground if the sales weren't going to be there. But then along came the time of Dawn of DC. It was their latest initiative back in 2023. And it didn't really go as well as they thought. They experimented a lot with that run, so I can't really fault them for that. I just didn't agree with the fact that they took away the Justice League, one of the most biggest superhero groups in all of comics, to just prop up the Teen Titans. Don't mind. I love me some Titans. I really do. But they're not the Justice League. And we got to this point where DC Comics weren't even selling in like the top 10. There were some months where that shit wasn't even in the top 10 for any of their books. Then you started hearing rumors in the industry that they were finally going to actually do their Ultimate Universe. They've been trying to do this for a long time. Many initiatives started that they just canceled. And as you guys know, we've talked about it in other reviews as well. Basically, the writers to headline this are Scott Snyder, Jason Aaron, and Kelly Thompson. Scott Snyder, obviously known for Court of Owls and the other stuff he's done. Jason Aaron, famous for quite a bit of stuff. Good Lord. I mean, what doesn't that man write at this point, honestly? And Kelly Thompson,
he's also writing Turtles too.
Yeah, he writes Turtles. He wrote for Thor. He is writing for Superman right now. They just put this guy on everything at this point. And then Kelly Thompson. And you know what's crazy? I know she's going to watch this video because women are just such self-absorbed pieces of shit. They just always got to hear about who's talking about them. She blocked me on Twitter just because, you know how Scott Snyder, what's like on Twitter, it's like, hey, this is DC All In. Here's the writers. He tagged them all. Jason Aaron, not on Twitter, he's on Blue Sky because, you know, Blue Sky's a cesspool for fucking losers. Scott Snyder was there. And I looked up the Kelly Thompson Twitter at. She blocked me. Fuck you. Hey, keep in mind, you got pink hair. It's like, I didn't really need your opinion anyway. Keep in mind, I wouldn't talk to you anyway. I heard you're fucking fat as fuck, so I would not talk to you. But doesn't matter. You got to separate the artist from the art. And she did do a very, very good job on writing this book. You see, Kelly, just because you got pink hair doesn't mean I was going to shit on you. You know, like, goddamn, you just look up a random person, you're blocked. The fuck? I never once in my life interacted with this woman on Twitter. When you guys see me interact on Twitter, I truly do want to always kind of like promote comics in a way. Like, here, this is what I bought this week. This is what I enjoy. This is what I didn't enjoy. I should probably do that more and more often, but I'm trying. You know, we got to start somewhere. But with this Absolute line, you know, this is a way to basically tell stories that aren't basically confined by like 70, 80, 60 plus years of a character's history. And I personally feel like if you are just new to comics, I would just recommend you, if you aren't a DC characters, just get the Absolute line currently right now. You could also just kind of wait until the trade paperback comes out. Those are coming out in like August, September time. But then again, I love trade paperbacks. I do. And I feel like that's a better way to collect books, honestly. But you do get very, very behind if you only collect trades. It's the only real downside to them. But overall, man, this was very, very good. I don't know if I liked this first issue more or Absolute Batman. Because Absolute Batman #1 was pretty good. but this one was very good in and of itself too. It flowed really good. I felt like the narratives and the story were just very apparent. The storytelling was good. It didn't feel like one storyline overlapped another. The backstory was laid out, but when you actually got to the backstory, because sometimes I've noticed with a lot of comic books recently, dude, where like they'll do a backstory in issue 1s, and then sometimes they'll just be so damn boring. Or you'll read like some indie comic books where literally they'll just be so damn boring. It's like, oh God, we did not need to hear about that. I don't give a fuck, honestly. But when it got to like the actual backstory about how she was living in this hell world, it was great. It's actually amazing. It's actually
it felt real Greek mythology too, inspired. It felt like it was inspired by Greek mythology, and it was really a good job. Like you said, bouncing between the action and the backstory, and I really liked how they kept Wonder Woman's kind personality, like the way she was with the animals and the monsters, and the way she is with people. Wonder Woman is always kind of like this really empathetic warrior, and they kept that while she's riding a skeleton horse and throwing around a gut sword, cutting down demons. It's pretty badass. And they made her more magical too. That was cool. I like how they're playing more into it and how they reset it, but it still feels like Wonder Woman. This is Wonder Woman. This is just Wonder Woman in a drastically different situation.
Yeah, we also had it in the book where she essentially is going to become the character that you kind of know her to be in just a small way. Because like people don't know this about the Absolute line, but I've said it in the other Absolute Batman #1 review that we did for that comic book, where this is supposed to be them without what you remember most about them. So Batman, it was crazy because in that book, Bruce is just because he's not a billionaire. For some reason, DC just doesn't like he has a lot of money. For some reason, a lot of you weirdos out there have a problem with just people that have a lot of money, but whatever. Nevertheless, Batman is not a billionaire. She doesn't have her Amazon heritage, and Superman's without Krypton. It's basically the main stuff you know about them. But then I would imagine happens in Absolute Superman too. They all just end up becoming the characters you know them to be. So it kind of just reinforces the point of like, you could put these characters in any setting. They're going to end up being who you always know them to be, which is very good because that's who you want them to be, So another thing that I really liked in the book was that it felt like it was a very villain of the week kind of book. Well, like it's like a villain of the week starting in a TV show episode, so a new TV show starts, you get that villain of the week, and then it feels like you really progress somewhere as the book ended. Like you felt like, okay, this is something I'm really going to be picking up, So I felt like throughout the book, they balanced out all the narratives so well. It's like, damn, because keep in mind, guys, for me personally, I like the Flash more. I love me some Diana. I do like her, but my favorite DC characters are like Batman, Superman, Nightwing, Green Lantern, Flash, the Justice League itself, the Teen Titans. Wonder Woman, for me, I think just works better in a team setting. I feel like that's where she really shines. Hell, guys, I like Shazam more, honestly, if I'm being honest with you. Shazam's way more cooler to me. But I feel like this book was pretty good if you just kind of wanted to get into Wonder Woman and kind of see her tenacity and where she kind of can constantly fight monsters without ever getting like down on herself. But what about you, man?
No, I feel the same way. I was never really interested in much of her, like her own books. There was times, but I've always liked her in like the Trinity book storylines and those kind of lines where she's teamed up in the Justice League. But this one is really, really interesting. I like how I'm interested in knowing more about this character and how she progresses in there. They're up to issue 4 right now, and I believe the first arc is like 6 issues, 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're right. What I also enjoyed with this, I don't know if they do that with I don't know how modern people want to go with comic books. They've even just with this book, they've laid out like with Absolute Batman that you have how many parts of this arc? I think this is one of 5. Batman's is also 5, so I imagine Superman's is 5. I think that's a nice, good amount of issues for the first arc. Feels like a TV show. Feels like, okay, I'm getting enough out of this to kind of progress with the character, to kind of see like, okay, what's going to happen after that. Now, keep in mind, guys, I know a lot about her in more like the surface way. Not actually read a lot of Wonder Woman material in my life, but I do know about her. It's like the Greek mythology plays into a lot. Hades, Circe, keep on. I should have paid attention to this with Greek mythology. You know, wouldn't Thor play into Greek mythology? But you can't really use that character because it's Marvel. But
yeah, well, Thor's more Nordic, so that's like Odin and those guys. And then she's got Greek, so it's Zeus.
So it's like
Neptune,
Zeus, Ares, Circe, Neptune,
Poseidon. All those types.
Okay. All right, so let's start going through the book. So what I really enjoyed the book did was that it already set up where the city is. So you have Gateway City to start it off with right there. That's where you get the big battle at the very end. Then after that, you got the typical reporters going, oh my God, Willy Lilligers, there's some giant there's some giant fucking pterodactyl demons killing everyone. Well, they're just pulling out of the giant pyramid, actually. And then after that, you see Wonder Woman pop out. Awesome panel dynamic there, where she comes out on her skeleton dragon or skeleton griffin.
It's Pegasus.
Good Lord, that looks like skeletons and bones. But yes, she's on a Pegasus, comes out and just starts slaying some of them. Okay, small critique there. I wish we could have got a little bit more sword play. That's what I would have said. That's a critique there. But otherwise, good. Got a lot of sword play there. You do eventually see her reveal herself after that. And then it just goes into this 2-page spread, Absolute Wonder Woman, The Last Amazon, part 1 of 5. So the Last Amazon part is very important because later on in the story, something's going to end up happening to the point where that Amazon word itself is going to be very, very important to how her character just kind of has that light bulb moment of like who she really is. So it then goes basically into the past. As we said before, it has 3 different narratives going: present, past, and future. You get to the person where that was her mother in this universe. Not yet, but that's going to be her mother. I do forget this character's name. I just call her Mother, as she said. So you get to the part of the Wild Isle of Hell. Did I pronounce that right? Wild Isle of Hell? Okay. Yeah. So after that, a Greek goddess appears in front of Wonder Woman's mom, well, soon-to-be mom, and just gives her a baby. Yeah, that's it. A god literally just grabbed Wonder Woman in a different, I don't know, universe or whatever, and just dumped her somewhere as a baby. What the hell?
Well,
because
Zeus
apparently
wipes out the Amazons.
Because like the Amazons betrayed him or something like that, he said, right? Yeah.
Since Apollo, who's the sun god of the Greek mythology, and then sends the baby, Diana, who's a demigod, to this woman, forgot her name, who's already in hell. So and then he bans Amazon words, so no one is able to say it.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, Apollo appears in front of the soon-to-be mother right there, drops a baby off of her, and basically wipes her mind of the word Amazon, where she cannot utter the word Amazon because the Amazons and the other god had a falling out essentially, and they dumped her here to punish them, actually. So what was really, really cool, it was just seeing how like she grew up, where basically her mother right here, when she just got her as a baby, just really didn't know what to do with her. And that makes perfect sense. That's most moms don't really know what to fucking do. It's a whole new human right there that they cry and they eat and they shit and they cry a lot and they cry a lot. As you guys know with babies. I thought this was honestly a nice little wholesome moment there. So she puts the baby Diana on this little rock, and this demon snake goes up in front of her because the mother's like testing her, kind of like how a mom would do that thing of like dumping the baby in a freaking pool and seeing if they can like swim. That's how I kind of felt like that moment was, where she put her there and she was like, you know what? Let's see if she'll sink or swim. And she grabbed the snake, the demon snake, and then just threw it.
Yeah, she's essentially like, I can't raise a kid. I don't know what I'm doing, and this is hell. So I'm just gonna let nature take its course. And then she jacks the snake and yeets it off to the side.
Then after that, she plays with this lizard where it blows fire in her face. Like, oh my God. And she even says, hey, that thing could have just blown all the hair off your head. So it goes to show you that Wonder Woman, even as a baby, still has this affinity for just like creatures in general, just animals, where, man, if I see a demon snake like that, I'm shooting that thing, like mauling that thing down to the ground. Just pointing it out there. I'm not, that's crazy right there. So then, hey, I know I don't like ads a lot. Comic books, my biggest pet peeve is ads, but how can you not appreciate that kind of art there by Dan Mora for the Justice League promo right there for Justice League Unlimited? But outside of that, then you get these 2-page spreads throughout the book of basically a moment where her mom was raising her from like the ages of like, I'll just use our age for example. It's a lot more easy to follow. It's like when she was basically 0 to like this part is like when she's like 4. Basically kind of inner monologuing about things that she kind of hopes she ends up becoming. Then after that, it gets to a point where she starts to become like from the age of like 8 to 11, where she kind of starts to understand more things about herself, where she basically questions a lot of more things, where she's becoming a lot more alert, because that's what kids grow up. They kind of start out very, very just random. They don't know what the fuck's going on. And then they kind of start becoming, oh, I'm aware of this. What is this? How is this going to go? So then after that, we get to a point where she's basically a full-grown adult. All of that was drawn very good. Like, it went from basically nice 2-page spreads from baby to basically adolescent to basically adult. And then it goes back to the present day. And this villain, from what oh, good Lord, it starts with an A. But this demonic, pterodactyl-looking villain right there is the villain of the week right there, where, she tells the army, like, hey, you probably should get the army here because this thing is actually pretty powerful.
Going back to those pages you were showing, what's really great too is the artist uses the same background in every panel.
I did know that. Yeah.
As they get older, you start noticing like it becoming more and more of a home. There's more candles added, decorations. They start hanging plants. Bookcase gets bigger, covers. Then by the time she gets fully grown, it has a wood floor and it has chairs and it's much more of a home. And it's kind of just showing like both of their characters' growing to love a child. It's a really well done sequence of double page spreads all the way through. It's one of the highlights of the book artistically, in my opinion.
Yeah. And then the villain that they're facing this time around, at least these pterodactyl ones, are called Harbingers, and she prepares to fight them. You can tell this thing is definitely pretty strong if it's knocking her back. Why does the Pegasus look like it's just a dead horse with no skin? It's also from hell, so I guess it just goes to show you that she doesn't care what the thing looks like. Yeah, like she doesn't care what the animals look like as long as she can find some soul in them. Like it's pretty cliche, but
yeah, like even in the montage where all the we were talking about earlier, you can see her playing with the demons. And like, there's one point they're all like sleeping in the bed with her, like like with those little kid scenes, like stuffed animals, but it's all the demons and
she's
snakes
playing
and
with
shit.
a Cerebus.
Guys
are dangerous in hell.
She's like, she's all like, hey, you better be good, Cerebus. And as she's like, essentially beating it with a shoe. And it's like she loves and she has compassion for every living thing. And it's something that comes through. Like, it really feels like Wonder Woman. Like, she's a very compassionate warrior type character. And this really does come through in these pages, and really well done. And then she has to start fighting this big ass dude.
Yeah, she fights Harbinger. So apparently, I guess the villain is called Harbinger, but it can spout out these other demonic little minions, and they're battling from that point on. And then we get to a point where villain obviously overpowers her, and she's also having another flashback to her childhood. That's what I really enjoyed, is just a nice balance of past, present, future to tie into everything about getting the character right where you need the character to be right at the end of the book. So at the end of the book, basically on this part, she's full-grown adult at this point now. Her life's been completed. She survived being in hell. Essentially, there's a word she's been kind of thinking of for so long, but she could never say it. And her mom was like, you know what it is, just say it. And she says the word Amazon. That was a banned word that Apollo had erased earlier on in the book. And then she mutters that to herself right there when she's on the ground after she got blasted by Harbinger. She utters Amazon, and you can tell like there's like she got like this buff that heroes get sometimes where they get that. Wait a minute, that word, Martha. What did you say that name? But no, not that one. But she got. If only she got her resolve back right there. Look at that right there. Oh my god, that is so damn well drawn right there.
Oh yeah, this whole sequence of her where the mother's like getting her to say it because her mother can't even still can't say the word, but the Diane's like acknowledging, yes, I am an Amazon, to the point where they're both crying and she's yelling it, and then those eyes that's at there, it's just perfect. Then you get the great full page at the very last page, which is just looks awesome.
Oh, and also the other motto of the book was basically, if you love your child, eventually, I think she said, like, if you love your child, your how you prove that is by setting them free and letting them go on their own.
Yeah. It was something about like raising you grow to love them and you learn what love is, but then to prove your love, you have to let them go. And that's
she even talks about magic. Everyone needs magic. Talking about just, man, so many different things where just all culminates to the end, and it does culminate to the end where she pulls out her lasso of truth at the end of the book, and she basically just says her name is, well, Diana of Themyscira. You guys know the whole bit. Diana of Themyscira, last of the Amazons, daughter of the Circle, princess of Hell, witch of the Wild Isle, and you will not have this world while I still draw breath. Just awesome final monologue right there from Wonder Woman right there. The very end of the book where she finally just uttered the word Amazon to herself, and she realized, this is who I am. I'm just meant for battle. And that's how first issue ends. The only other criticism, fucking DC, Jesus Christ. Why? I've never seen this. Why is there an absolute Wonder Woman #1 ad in the absolute Wonder Woman book? I shit you not, literally right here. There's an absolute Wonder Woman #1 ad in the book it's in. That's just stupid. Don't ever do that, DC. That's just stupid. What the fuck? Just end the book. You don't need to. Oh god, it's just so stupid. How are they gonna advertise you the #1 issue in the book you're reading? I've never. Only DC can do that. But outside of that, well, you also have this nice little. I think John Cassidy. Apparently this guy's gone. He died, and they were giving a lot of like testimonies and statements about how good he was to a lot of people, about how much they liked working with the guy in the comic industry. But that was just so odd to see a fucking ad for the book you're reading. Thank you.
You think DC. It would have been like absolute Superman or Batman?
Yeah. You know? Hey, go and check out these ones if you like this one. It's like, oh shit, fucking hell, DC. But no, guys, I'll be completely honest here with you. I know we've read a lot of floppies here so far this year. We've read which ones have we read? We've read Ultimate Universe #1. We read the DC All-In #1. We've read the three issues of Absolute Batman so far. And this one, this is probably going to go in my top 10 books I've read this year. I'm not kidding. It's very, very good. Very well done. Oh my, the art, storytelling, the narrative, pacing, the action, the complete dynamics about how the panels were drawn. The 2-page spreads. Oh, easily. I'm not even just shitting. Top 10 book of the year that I've read in 2025. Easily one of the best. Man, if all books were like this, we'd be selling millions here. But that's not the case.
Well, I hopefully it's a good trend in the right direction. I'm excited for the Absolute Flash, which should be coming out soon. They're also going to be doing an Absolute Martian Manhunter, I believe.
No one's interested in that.
Oh.
you see the art in that? That looks like trash. The art on that looks bad. Absolute Flash, you had me at that one. Absolute Martian Manhunter, you have in the first half, not gonna lie.
And when I like it because essentially in this dark side created reality, they have lost all of their support systems, and they've essentially been stripped of all of the things that they had. Like Clark is stripped of his hometown upbringing. He doesn't have the paper. He doesn't have any of this fancy stuff. He has a much better memory of Krypton because he was older when it happened. Batman doesn't have Alfred or his money or any of that stuff, but even though they still cross paths, him and Alfred still do. And then Wonder Woman, they took away essentially the Amazons and threw her into hell. And they all are rising out of it and essentially giving a big finger to Darkseid. It's really well done. Scott Snyder, just amazing Batman writer. That dude loves him some Batman. He writes some great shit. Court of Owls, Year One. I mean, he is the All in the Family return. All of that stuff that Scott Snyder does is amazing. And Kelly Thompson does a great job on this. Hayden Sharon does the pencils, and they're done really well. It almost has that old Greek mythology look to the design of the characters. It does action real well. The page layouts are done real well. The backgrounds are highly detailed. It's it's all around really good book. It's A game stuff right here.
No,
Hopefully
like,
it's going.
yeah, for my final thoughts and opinions about Absolute Wonder Woman number 1, this was so good. This is just, I would probably, because you read Absolute Batman number 1, right?
Oh yeah, I've got all. I'm all caught up.
Oh, you're okay. You're done with the last
Yeah.
arc. Which issue 1 was better, this one or that one?
That
The
one.
issue ones. Absolute
That
Batman, you think is better?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is, but that's not saying this is bad by no means. Like, I give that first Batman one was like, because Snyder, like he slowly gives you pieces and unveils the story as you go along. With this one, Wonder Woman, it does a really good job of setting up the origin in that first issue, so you know exactly what's going on. But I just thought that it was so Batman that first. I really like his reimagining of Batman in that one. I'm a huge. To me that's the best one so far. I'm going to check out the Flash one and the Green Lantern, not the Green Lantern, but the Martian Manhunter. The artwork on the Martian Manhunter doesn't really get me in there, but I'm still going to do it because I like all of these. I want to see how all of these people are going to meet up, because Scott Snyder said he has a bunch of issues planned, that these arcs are only the first arcs. They have a whole, they're going to keep going on this. So eventually we're going to get an absolute Justice League. So that's going to be interesting.
That's the thing, is an absolute Justice League. It's crazy because at some point these guys are gonna team up. It's just what happens.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. We're gonna get absolute Darkseid, or we're gonna get a major world-ending villain. Like, I'm ecstatic to find out what this absolute Joker is gonna be like. I don't, with Superman, it's still kind of building. But with Batman, it's gonna be very interesting to see who the big bad is, and are they even, what's the absolute Justice League gonna look like with all these characters? It's gonna be interesting. Especially without Wayne, Batman bankrolling everything. So now, because they all look broke as shit.
Remember Apocalypse War when Kara broke that supercomputer and Superman's like, "Oh, hey, I could pay you back on a reporter's salary." It was so subtle yet such a burn, calling him poor. It was. DC can have humor. It's got to be subtle, to the point. Slice of life humor. That's what gets you, But God, man, I have been super hyped for the Absolute Universe kickoff. I told you guys when I did the video about when the news dropped, I was gonna read and review all of it because it's beginning anyway. Might as well get in when it first starts. Then getting in, and you got to buy like 50 fucking trades to catch up. But no, this is easily one of the best comic books I've read in 2025. Will easily be in my top 10, unless another floppy beats this. There'll be maybe a floppy here or two there, but damn, this was really good. Kelly Thompson, you fucking bitch. You blocked me, but it's all good. Whatever, man. You wrote a good book.
You write a damn good tale.
Maybe I finally got to start giving women credit here. But yeah, so thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel. If you have not already, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Deuces. Peace. All right, guys. Topic in a moment. I'm just going to put this up. This goes right there. As you guys know, there's been a lot more new books around here. I did a comic book call yesterday. Only reason why I hate recording them, and I love them, I do, is so much trash. There's trash everywhere. So I was gonna put some in boxes and shit. You guys know I got some new omnibuses over there. When I moved, I had this bag of graphic novels that I bought from Barnes and Nobles when I was first doing it, and I had to replace them. So I flashed Year One, which was Joshua Williamson. I rebought that, and I had to rebuy the cover that I wanted, which is the Barnes and Nobles exclusive. Flashpoint, I rebought that. That book is very good. The Flashpoint book
really good.
So good. Like, man, that ending part where he's just crying because he finally got a chance to hear from his dad. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not doing it. No. It's
The
one of those
movie did a good job too. The series and the movie both are great.
God, what else did I end up getting? Man, like back in the day, I was just buying random shit because I was like, I'm getting the comics now because I had money to buy because I told you, man, back in the day I didn't have a shop. So when I had money, I was like, I'm buying stuff. Guys, I probably bought some really bad stuff. I bought like book 4s before book 1s. I didn't know it was in order because people said comics don't have an order, and I was like, okay, I bought this then, Good Lord. I love all this stuff. That's done.
Yeah, I was able to go to Barnes and Noble on Thursday, and I bought a couple manga, bought an art book. I picked up Freyan, A Journey Ends, Volume 2, and then I can't pronounce the name of the other one, but the artwork was badass, so I bought that.
Dude, I don't know. People don't know because we're in California, man. We have a big comic book scene out here, relative because the state is massive, right? But the Barnes and Nobles, at least the one that I go to, for like new releases sometimes when I need the new release the day of to review it and read it. Guys, that manga section kills it. Like literally, it would be, I'm pretty sure yours has this too, where it's Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, and all the other graphic novels, but it's one section like this compared to like the manga section that is all around it. Like the manga section is just decked out.
All around it, this one little half shelf is with Marvel, DC, Image,
all clumped together.
All clumped together. Not even in alphabetical order. They're just
not in order. No, all that shit is jank.
The manga is like around 2 sections and around. Yeah, it's massive.
I even told people this too, because a lot of people go, well, manga just is singleized and they don't have omnibuses. Another thing, guys, manga has omnibuses. Some are called omnibuses, some are called they're typically called 3-in-1s.
Yeah.
Even they're cheaper. A 3-in-1 is like $10.
And some series get hardcover fancy ones, like Full
Dark
Metal
Horse
Alchemist.
does that. Yeah, so now Dark Horse has been doing hardcover omnibuses for series like Vinland Saga, Berserk, Trigun. But even that, keep in mind, those cost way less than a Marvel DC omnibus. That Berserk one I have over there, that should cost like $50.
Yeah, I got all 14 of them, and the most I paid for
all 14. Jesus Christ. Okay, now he's flexing on me.
Now
he's just flexing on me. Oh, no.
I got all sorts of bookshelves over here. I got all sorts of mangas, art books, graphic novels, all that shit.
Good gosh, man. Like, manga has cheaper omnibuses, better cohesive storytelling. You really, guys, if you told someone, hey, this is how much a Marvel and DC omnibus costs, this is a manga omnibus cost, they're picking the manga one because it's like $10. Like even their 3-in-1s are like $15. You can't beat that.
Well, yeah, it's like, what do you tell anyone when they say, well, where do I start with this manga series? You start at volume 1 and you just keep going. Yeah, that's it. Then just go to volume 1 and then start it. It's like, where do I start with Spider-Man? It's like, I have no fucking idea. There's like 30 Spider-Man books and variants.
Someone said you could start, like, even if you're doing everything in omnibus, people said you could start with the Amazing Fantasy omnibus, which is his first appearance. It's like, you can. But the problem, or X-Men's the worst one. If you want to get giant size X-Men omnibus, guys, that book costs literally about $500. That's just giant. Because some of these omnibuses with these first appearances, some of them have not been reprinted. Still to the day, Like, I try to do the X-Men one. I try to get every X-Men collection to get it in order. I stopped at book 2. Book 2 hasn't been reprinted. That's just like $200. I'm not paying for that. Are you out of your mind? It'd be actually cheaper just to get in the omnibus format at that point.
Yeah.
Or just, people say, well, what about Masterworks? Do you know how long it takes for Masterworks to come out in a series? Like, Masterworks will go a long time, and then they'll just stop it. Not cancel it, but they won't put a new entry into it forever,
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I prefer doing the graphic novels, but it is hard to keep up with like all the stuff that's going on and all the connected shit and everything. That's why I prefer. Like, I loved Invincible. I was
same here. Yeah.
I was buying it when it was coming out monthly. I bought all the graphic novels for it. It's Invincible.
Do you prefer? Great. Okay, I don't know if you have a question. Do you prefer consuming it the compendium way? The big, real thick ones, the 3s, or did you like the hardcover way to collect it?
I was buying the original, like those wax cover ones that come out first.
Oh
when
God.
when enough issues fill them, I was
Yeah.
buying those. I prefer like the compendium, like the big ones, where more I get in one sitting, the better.
Yeah.
I do like the looks of the hardcover ones because it looks nice on the shelf. Like
Mhm.
I'm buying the Ninja Turtles image run on their hardcover volumes, and I've got like 4 of
Mhm.
those. And yeah, I love stacking those up and having them on the shelf, and then bringing one down and reading them. They're also huge too. They're not the normal comic book size.
Oh yeah, and yeah, even if you want to get like Invincible in trades, that's just like, oh God. Like I have an Invincible hardcover over there. It looks fantastic. I would prefer collecting it all in hardcover because that's the thing with me. I told myself I'm not going to buy the same book in a different format. I did, guys. I became the
I do
very
that all the
nice part of
time.
the story.
I've made peace with that. Like I'll buy it.
I've just
It
made
comes
peace
out
with
in a new
myself being
form.
a hypocrite.
Yeah. I'm just like, whatever, it's fine. I'll just keep buying it because keep repackaging it. I love it.
Oh, I did that for a few books now. I have the original Batman the Cult trade, the one that was released way back in 2008. Then I have the new released version where it's all hardcover, all decked out and stuff. Because the thing with even collecting things like older trades, it's not that they're bad. It's like getting good condition ones is the thing. That's why I like it when things get reprinted because it's new, it's all formatted better, it's like clean. It's like, damn, man. Like what they need to do, I would say, is don't print Tom King books. They gave that man a book 1. The fuck?
Yeah. I like if I buy it again, like if they come out with a hardcover or an omnibus and I buy that, I'll take the graphic novels that I bought and just go donate them to like the local library, or if I know a kid who likes comics, I'll give it to him, stuff along those lines. Spread the comics around.
Do you know what's crazy? I've never actually read a full omnibus ever. I've only just read trades, floppies, mangas, and that's it. Because like omnibuses, guys, it's hard for me to remember things in general to get doing these videos. An omnibus, I'm gonna do it this year. I'm gonna read my first omnibus ever. I don't know which one yet. God, man, because I like getting them because the recent one I'm gonna get is Flash by Mark Waid Volume 1. But I can't really get that one first because there's one before that. So even if I do read them, I do want to read them in order.
Yeah.
There's one before that, which is like Velocity, which is where Wally West comes into play. But man, if omnibuses sell out on eBay sometimes for my favorite sellers, it's like, fuck, how do you buy this shit? People just overcharge out the ass for these things.
They need to make more of them and quit being such that get out of that mindset. Like, do the collector stuff with floppies, but with graphic novels don't have any collector value, so they don't, print out a bunch of those motherfuckers and let us read it some way. It should be accessible. Like the Barnes Noble section for DC and Marvel should be a lot bigger, and they should format it so it's easier for people to jump in. It's like this is X-Men.
That's what I say too. Do you know what's comic books? For me, I have bad OCD, so I like doing things in order. But if you don't have bad OCD like me, you're not a fucking freak. You can honestly start randomly in a character's run. You just have to start at a volume 1 of it. As long as you start at a volume 1, they're honestly perfect jumping on points. For me personally, I like to begin at the beginning. That's just a thing that I like to do. But I think reading orders for comic books can be a little bit overrated because some stuff doesn't even tie into the next arc anyway. Because a book will be like Batman Urban Legends, the solicitations are like after Joker War, but nothing in that book.
Yeah.
But if you just read that without knowing what Joker War was, it doesn't matter at all.
Like if you're gonna jump in with Batman right now, like you've never read Batman, you ask me what should I start? It's gonna be Court of Owls Volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the Snyder starting his run, and that'll give you everything you want on Batman. You'll learn everything about Batman through that run, and then you can go try other stuff. But yeah, you're absolutely right. You don't have to go all the way back or read this stuff. If it's that Volume 1 with a brand new creator and artist, that usually means that there's going to be a year or two of stuff there, rolled out with graphic novels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing is, as long as it literally says Volume 1, you're good. That's where you want to begin. Yeah, because people are like, you got to start really here and here. There's literally reading orders you can look up. There's a guy I like to watch called the Comic Book Report. I think that's very, very good. You can start like, man, people sometimes even start out. I would say this: whenever someone says they don't like a character's run, don't just be like, well, now you don't like it. Always, if you want to, read it for yourself. Decide for yourself if you like a certain thing, because you literally will have different tastes from your friends. A lot of people do that. They're like, oh, my friend didn't like this run. I don't give a fuck. Your friend could be Freddy fucking Krueger. I don't give a hell what they like. Like, what the hell? If your friend said go jump off a bridge, you doing that too? Like, what the fuck? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
And keep in mind, if you're a newbie, how the fuck do you know what a good run is? You probably haven't read anything. What? Why am I take your opinion seriously on anything? What the hell? Ain't read jack shit.
Art, give it a shot. That's what I always do. If I like the artwork, I'm like, oh, look at the interiors. I like those. I'm gonna read it, and then I'll figure out if I bought the third one or the fifth one or the first one, and then I'll go and get them in the right order.
All right, now we're gonna be on our last topic tonight. This one's a pretty nice, decent one I saved for you guys because this one is it's weird. You could consider this desperation. Pretty much, it probably is gonna be desperation, or it could be very exciting because there's been a lot of this going on recently. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Marvel versus DC having a crossover event coming up in 2025. So Marvel and DC throughout their comic book history have had many crossovers. Just recently, Marvel and DC actually teamed up last year in 2024 to release 2 omnibuses that actually covered all of their crossovers from the very beginning. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I actually only own one of those omnibuses. I own the first one. I have to save up money to buy the second one, the Amalgam Age one. I don't know if they collected the JLA versus Avengers one, but I do know they collected pretty much mostly every crossover issue they've ever done, starting from the Superman versus Spider-Man team up that they did a long time ago to begin off the crossovers that these companies would have. But pretty much after the 90s and like that Amalgam Age phase they were both in, where they had those crossovers and shit, they haven't done anything together. You do have crossovers, like you have like Predator versus Batman, Alien versus Superman. You have crossovers with like that. But as far as Marvel and DC, they haven't crossed over in a very, very long time, guys. So when the announcement came out like in 2024 that they were going to be teaming up to basically reprint their crossovers from like the 60s and the 70s and the 90s, people were like, huh? Guys, that was random. I was like, okay, cool. Because, if you have those older comics, the dog probably ate them. They're probably beat up and disgusting. Having them newly reprinted and they smell good in the collected edition feels great. But it wasn't just that. Because as you guys know, the comic book industry is in, let's say, a dicey place right now. Let's just say that. So I don't think for a moment this isn't out of desperation. Because let's be honest here. If the industry was very healthy, they would not be teaming up. Guys, they teamed up and combined all the stories to basically split the profits of the omnibuses. Why would they ever do that in a healthy market? They would never do that. McDonald's and Burger King would never cross over in any given context ever, honestly. Basically, suffer, bitch. Suffer on your own if you make bad decisions. But no, turns out Marvel and DC are having their own crossover once again in 2025. Damn. Coming from the 90s all the way to 2025, Marvel and DC is going to happen again. Now, this is not the Marvel and DC back in the day for you old people. This is a Marvel and DC this time around where you have 80 versions of Spider-Man, 80 versions of Batman. God knows that guy that is Superman's son, John Kent. Yeah, he's a twank. This ain't the Marvel and DC you remember, but I do have hope for whatever their crossover is going to be. Please, for the love of God, this is a big thing for them. Put a good writer on this. I don't know if it's going to be a 5-issue mini-series crossover. It probably is going to be, because let's be honest here, they're not going to be keeping this ongoing because they want all the money for themselves. Put a good writer and artist on it. Artists should be like Dan Mora or Jorge Jimenez, and the writer should be, fuck that. Well, no one from Marvel. You guys all stink. Chris Claremont's pretty damn good. Jonathan Hickman, I don't know if he can write a 5-issue miniseries. That guy writes so grand Neo's bullshit all the time.
Snyder's a good one.
Daniel Warren Johnson's very good at it. Jeremy Adams is good.
Sean Gordon Murphy, if they can pick him up, he would be good too. He's a good writer.
You have to have a good writer for this. I'm being honest with you guys, because you don't have a good writer for these books. I don't know if they're going to do it like an anthology series. That would be probably a better way, to be fair, if you want to experiment with different writers. But if you're going to do this with just one guy, if that person is trash, just keep failing. I don't even know what to tell you anymore. But Dan Mora should be the artist. Just putting it out there. My boy Dan needs some work. He doesn't. He's probably filthy rich right now with all his work. But we'll see how it goes. All right, so brace yourselves. Marvel and DC just announced its next big crossover event. Oh, I remember that all those fights they had in the Amalgamate. It was like Storm versus Thor, Batman versus Captain America, Lobo versus Wolverine, Green Lantern versus Silver Surfer. They should do that. Do that. Ask people on Twitter through polls, who do you want to see fight each other? Yes,
or
guys,
bring them to the Marvel app. DC apps, like if you want to try to promote the apps more along those lines, then bring them to that, or bring them onto a websites and stuff along those lines.
Make this like an actual event, like you did back in the day when you had like literally a non-existent internet to promote your shit. Make it a big thing. Make it some versus battles. Okay, and to be fair, I will just make sure I say this to you guys: the writer will get to decide who wins. But I swear to God, if they have Thor fight X-23 and X-23 wins, I'm calling bullshit and I'm wiping my ass with that book. Just saying. You know how it would work. They're going to have like Batwoman face off against like fucking Scarlet Witch and win for some books. Like, no, let's not do bullshit here. But this could be a good thing if they actually did it right. Are they going to do it right? Probably not. That's just me being hopefully optimistic, but we'll see where it goes. Get ready, Marvel and DC comic fans, because the two titans of the superhero comics are finally coming back together. The heydays of Marvel and DC's crossovers might be long gone. No. They've been gone forever. Been gone since I was born. There's not been any crossovers, unless you count them teaming up to reprint their stories together, and that's not really a team up. That's more like, hey, you want money? I do too. Let's try to make money together. But both publishers are entering a new era as Marvel and DC are committing to uniting their universes once more. At Comics Pro, Marvel Comics editor-in-chief C.B. Cebulski and DC Comics editor-in-chief Marie Javins spoke after the keynote speech and discussed the recent reprint collections of DC versus Marvel Omnibus and the DC Marvel The Amalgamate Omnibus. Those sold very well. I have the first one. I need to get this one. And these were delayed, but they came out very good. I have it. Good Lord, I think I have it in there somewhere. God, looks very amazing. Cebulski noted that it's been over 2 decades since the last DC and Marvel crossover and floated the idea of a modern one. Yes, whenever someone says the modern one, good Lord, what bullshit are they going to do in some of these books? Oh my God, I could just see it right now. Mr. Terrific versus like Cyclops. God, just imagine the world where Green Lantern has to fight fucking Quicksilver. It's like, godly, man. In a moment that shocked the audience, the editors confirmed that there would be 2 Marvel and DC Comics crossover later this year. Oh, 2 of them. Okay. One produced by each publisher. Okay, split the profits. You get the first one, I get the next one. I can guarantee you DC's doing the better one. No way in hell is Marvel doing it better. I'll eat my shoe on stream if they do it better. You guys don't know the bullshit they've been doing recently with some of their
once they announce the creators, if Marvel dips into their hat and pulls out one of the Q-Berts,
Gail Simone,
oh
no, done. Oh no, even worse, they can get Dan Slott. Oh, I forgot Dan Slott's at DC now. Oh yeah. God. Oh, fucking hell. Taking all the L's. Brian Michael Bendis on Marvel Comics. No, please don't. It's okay.
Oh, no,
okay.
No, Bendis is DC now.
Fuck.
Yeah, Bendis went over to DC.
They have Jonathan Hickman. Let him do it then. Fucking hell.
Hickman, he's on a roll.
Neither characters nor creative teams were confirmed, but the crossover will indeed be a reality. Classic image right there. I love that image. Oh my God. So good. It comes as no surprise that as the two biggest publishers of superhero stories, Marvel and DC have a history of using one another's characters. Back in 1976, the big two brought the Man of Steel and the iconic Wall Crawler together in Superman, Spider-Man, starting a long history of fan favorite tales that bridged the two universes. The publishers had dozens of stories that united their iconic characters, even fusing them together to create an entirely new universe and imprint known as Amalgam Comics. However, the fun ended with Justice League versus Avengers, 2003, the last official crossover between Marvel and DC. Even that, 22 years since that happened.
Yeah.
Damn, 2003. Fuck. I was probably barely in like second grade then. Jesus Christ. I'm old man now. I'm all broken and defeated. I'm all like battered and broken after all the many years of women in retirement. but this changes everything. For the first time in over 20 years, both Marvel Comics and DC Comics are willing to dip their toes back in the crossover pool and give readers something they haven't had in years. Good storytelling. Sorry, I had to do the joke. Good God. Unfortunately, there's no details to go off just yet, and it's hard to tell if these one-shots will be a sequel to JLA Avengers or a continuation of the Amalgam universe. But the fact that both companies are willing to at least try is a monumental thing. If this goes well, this could be just the start of even more Marvel and DC crossovers. Keep in mind, guys, the only reason why they're doing this now is because things are looking kind of bleak.
This is trying to inject some
enthusiasm.
Something in there. I hope they don't do that Amalgam stuff. I'd rather just see two characters thrown together like Peacemaker and Punisher or something along those lines.
That's pretty good. I think about that. That's a good combination right there. I like that.
I think that would be great. Like, I'll write a 5-issue Peacemaker meets the Punisher storyline. I mean, that would be like a buddy cop movie, the super serious Punisher, and then you've got Peacemaker, who's essentially a maniac, What
other one would be good? Like, they're gonna have a girl battle. It would be Scarlet Witch, Zatanna. That's one that'd be pretty cool.
Could be interesting.
Magic users.
Yep. You could do I would almost think about bringing back Batman and Captain America, but now we have the new Captain America, so that's like,
not bad. Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
There's so many. Fuck.
Yeah, I would love to see Deadpool and Deathstroke, since a lot of people say that Deadpool is essentially just a rip-off of Deathstroke. Yeah. So see those two together.
Give me Storm versus Wonder Woman again. Not that bullshit way they did it before. Give me Storm versus Wonder Woman, an actual tale for both of them to shine. And that's the thing, is when you have this kind of crossover, this could really seriously actually make buying comic books enthusiastic, because you go, Marvel fan, I want to see what they're going to do with the DC characters. DC go like, okay, I want to see what the writer's going to do with the Marvel characters. Hopefully this is done good. Please. You could have crazy ones like Magneto meeting Darkseid. You could have crazy possibilities like that. And keep in mind, guys, they've been doing a lot of crossovers recently. DC's doing one with Sonic coming up like next month, actually, which is, we're recording this video in March. We have Godzilla versus the Marvel roster, Godzilla versus Fantastic Four, X-Men, Spider-Man, Thor, all them. DC Sonic. You got, we just had Godzilla and Kong versus Justice League. Good Lord. We had Predator versus X character. They're going to be on Spider-Man very soon. Aliens versus Avengers has happened recently. They're just crossing over with everything at this point. TMNT's crossover with Masters of the Universe recently.
I've got 2 issues of the Ninja Turtle Naruto crossover.
I have issue 1. Is that one good? Did you read it?
I like it. Yeah, I love the artwork on it. It's the first 2 issues. Don't get too deep into it yet. This is what's going on, but it has really, really good artwork, and I like the blending of the 2.
We should review that one after we're done with a few of these. That'd be very good.
Yeah.
Again, it's too early to tell what's about to come from this crossover. It could very well just be a couple of fun one-offs that Marvel and DC figure would be interesting to try. However, these one-shots could be both publishers trying to gauge interest among fans. And let's face it, most fans would love to see a new Marvel DC crossover. There's an entire generation who missed out on the thrills of seeing Marvel and DC interact, but if fans show the demand is there, this could lead to an exciting new period for both publishers. Now, keep in mind, the number ones for either of them, I'm pretty sure DC will let Marvel do it first, ladies first, right? Number one, number ones are going to be selling out the ass for this. Do you know how many variant covers are going to be for those number ones? I'm predicting like 30. I'm not kidding.
Very easily. Depending on the teams, I can see this.
Spider-Man versus Superman. Since that was the first one, I think it would be a nice thing to have them.
Yeah, it would be cool to have that one come back.
This modern era Peter Parker Spider-Man fighting the Superman. Oh Lord, pray for that man. He's gonna get railed. Do you want to see
Ryan Otley do the art?
Oh wait, fuck! It's gonna be Joe Kelly writing Spider-Man at that point. Even when they probably get to that crossover, this new modern age Peter Parker Spider-Man with Clark Kent Superman. Oh hell, Jesus! Back in the day, he had a Mary Jane and some kids. This one is a depressed fucking whatever the fuck he is at this point. Where was that?
The whole issue is just him crying and Superman consoling him. That's the entire issue.
Superman goes up to Mary Jane. It's my girl now.
It's okay.
Rogue versus Wonder Woman. Another awesome one right there. Hopefully she sucks her off in the actual disgusting way, not the PG-13 way. Fans are going to have to wait a bit longer until they have concrete details about this new crossover. But for now, it's enough to start building the hype that will hopefully show both publishers how badly readers would love to see more stories that bring these two worlds together. Hopefully Marvel and DC have a big story in mind, because there's no doubt expectations are going to be through the roof for this upcoming crossover. Yes, for me, this is one of my most hyped up things they've announced recently. And if you guys know, crossovers are fun for me. The TMNT Naruto one, glad you reminded me. It's a nice fun one. Gonna have to be reviewing that very soon. DC Sonic is my most anticipated one. It's Sonic the Hedgehog in DC. It's like, come on. Flash racing Sonic. Come on, man. Let's go.
Sonic irritating the shit out of Batman.
DC Comics and Sonic the Hedgehog team up. You got fucking Marvel and DC teaming up. Those are the ones that I'm looking forward to. Man, Luke Cage versus Bane. Come on, these things write themselves, man. God, man, Punisher and you're right, Peacemaker Punisher. That was a good one. I didn't think about that one. Holy shit.
Yeah, I would write that one. I'd love that.
Do Shazam versus Thor. Oh no. Ooh. You know why they can't? They're killing Thor.
Oh,
I'm not kidding. In Thor's new Immortal Thor run, they're gonna kill him, and they're killing off Silver Surfer too. But we know, let's be honest here, comic books don't kill off people. They're about to live.
Well,
they're gonna come back randomly at some point. And keep in mind, since this is a crossover event, it doesn't really matter. Just throw them in there.
Like you said, as soon as the sales dip, they just axe the team and do a reboot. And it's like Jason Aaron brings you Thor, I'm Back, or Thor Rebirth, or something along those lines.
Oh, God, it's going to be that Thor Rebirth. Supergirl versus... Supergirl versus...
Captain Marvel.
Man, she's going to wipe the floor with that bitch.
That's what I want to see.
I need to see that. I need to see that. No, but they really do have potential here. Do I think they're going to do a good job? DC has been putting out better quality comics recently. So I would say DC's is going to be probably pretty good. Marvel's is, I just hope even one of those issues is good. I hope. That's just me hoping. That's just being optimistic on that one issue itself, honestly. But yeah, just do Spider-Man, Superman. Oh God, these people at Marvel writing Superman. Oh my God, my heart might actually come out of my fucking chest.
I would say let DC write Marvel or Spider-Man and Superman meet up. We'll let
probably do
Marvel
that. Yeah,
have somebody else,
Oh, Fantastic Four versus Titans.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Or JSA if you want to. Or JSA if you want to put that one there. Fantastic Four versus JSA. That one's pretty cool. Damn. I swear to God, they better not do Sam Wilson Captain America versus Batman.
They will.
Imagine not Captain America meeting Batman.
But Marvel
he's gonna
Comics,
be like,
Sam
wait a
Wilson
minute.
has the super soldier serum, so he's good.
Imagine Batman would say to him, hey, you look kind of different from the last time we fought. You look a little darker, buddy. It's gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, man, what are your closing thoughts on Marvel and DC teaming up in 2025?
I cool. The industry's really hurting right now. So any kind of positivity, any kind of stuff, if they do it right, they can bring some people in and buzz about it and boost up those sales. I'm all for it 100%. So I hope it's a good teams and it's interesting, fun stories.
Yeah. For me, my closing thoughts, Marvel, please don't fuck this up on your side. Guys, I'm not shitting you. DC actually does produce better books right now. By far, it's really not that close, honestly. They'll still have their fuck ups here and there. But Marvel, please, for the love of God, just tell Jonathan Hickman, stop writing Grand Neos bullshit and pay him what he needs to get the Marvel versus DC one. Please, get Daniel Warren Johnson. Get a good writer, please. Hey, to be fair, Mark Miller did tease some very big stuff. What if he's the writer for Marvel's side?
See, and Mark Miller's doing some stuff for Marvel, so I would
love
to see his. Yeah, that would be great.
God, thank God. Yes,
awesome.
Marvel, put Mark Miller doing it.
Yeah,
please.
Team him up with Ryan Otley, who did Invincible and who also did that Spider-Man run.
You're right. Yeah, yeah.
He did the Spider-Man and the Hulk run. I love Ryan Otley's artwork. So, yeah, I would throw him on it with Mark Miller. That'd be great.
Yeah,
I think Marvel could pull out of this. Bringing back Mark Miller is a huge thing. It shows that they're wanting to try to change and get some stuff going. Hickman's Ultimate Spider-Man is really good. But right now you are right. DC is just better all the way around than Marvel is.
Oh, maybe if you have Mark Miller on the Marvel side of it, when they get their mini-series for this crossover event going, it pulls John Romita Jr. out of his funk of whatever artwork he's doing right now. He's like, you know what? It's Mark Miller. Oh, okay, I'll put it in effort.
It's time.
What did it cost? Everything.
Everything.
What if they were both doing that Thanos meme of like, you could not live with your own failure. What did it bring you? Back to me. They're both doing it, even though they're literally just coming back to each other. Oh, please do Thanos versus Darkseid. Do that one.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Fucking hell. So many great possibilities with all of this. Hey, I'm all here for it. I'll be buying them. So Marvel, I swear to God, you fucked this up. I'm actually giving up hope. I will literally just fuck off giving hope. You can't be fixed. You literally giving a free layup right here to actually convince people to buy your books in mass. But yeah, so thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Deuces. Peace. All right, go for like another 2 minutes and then we're done. Oh, great show tonight.
Thanks for having me on.
Anytime, man. Yeah. As you guys know, last comic fan got race swapped to Lunchbox Warren.
This is the anti-woke reboot.
This is us trying to find the modern audience, as they say. All right. Why am I getting all these, man?
Well, Tony, right now you're finding both Marvel characters and DC characters showing up. Like I have the Viz Media app, which is just like the Shonen Jump app. And
I have that too, yeah.
Spider-Man and Ultraman. There's currently an Ultraman and Avengers crossover series on comic book
that just wrapped up.
Out.
Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, Ultraman versus Ultraman Avengers just happened. I don't know anything about Ultraman. I don't know anything about that guy. Apparently, he's very popular.
Oh yeah, it's like Godzilla over there. In Japan, he's part of the pillar.
Crazy. I'll actually do more research into Ultraman because I was like, who the fuck is this? I've heard of this character before.
There's this great manga of the Joker where Bruce Wayne is turned into a baby and the Joker has to raise him, and he like actually ends up raising him right. And then there's a Deadpool's manga is really good. And that
there was a Deadpool manga. Yep. Yeah. No, and, to Tony asked it. Yeah, Marvel's teamed up with manga. There's Deadpool. There's a Deadpool manga. I know that for sure. I know there's going to be another Shadow the Hedgehog manga coming out soon, but they haven't really given any details on that. I don't think DC's did. Well, DC's did a webtoon comic, if that counts as anything, doing anything anime related. You know?
Yeah, they're not teaming up with them as big right now as Marvel is. Marvel's getting all over the place. You do see some little stuff pop up where they let a Japanese manga creator go nuts with a character, but Marvel's doing it more now. Like there's multiple different projects, crossovers that's going on. I mean, All Might showed up in the Deadpool crossover, so it was like,
yeah, he did,
yeah.
yeah.
And it had like Doom, and it has a bunch of people in it. Venom. It's really good, and it's pretty funny too.
I'm trying to think. Like, Marvel has just the Deadpool comic from what I know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They should technically, if you count Naruto, TMNT.
Well, they got also the Spider-Man Voltron or Ultraman one too. And that should have enough for a full volume here pretty soon.
Yeah, it was a 4-part miniseries. I have all of them. I should probably read them. Did you read any of them, or are you just waiting to just collect it and trade?
I need to get the trade. I only found one of the floppies, so I'll get it in trade.
Yeah, at that point, if it's a 4-issue miniseries, I didn't read it when it was going, I'll just read it and trade it.
Yeah, I prefer trade anyways. I'm a reader. I don't really care
about the resale value. Dude, there's Justice League versus Power Rangers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have
and then Turtles crossover with everybody now. He-Man, Power Rangers, Stranger Things, Naruto. It's like the image is like, we'll just let anyone team up with Turtles right now. Surprised the Turtles didn't show up on Paw Patrol.
I haven't read it yet. I told Laps we do it together because there's Power Rangers a lot. Yeah, you have Justice League versus Power Rangers.
Yeah.
You also have Justice League. I'm sorry, I'm Power Rangers. So you have Justice League Power Rangers. You have Power Rangers versus Godzilla. There was 2 arcs. So you had Arc 1, Arc 2 just wrapped up. Arc 2 should be having its trade very, very soon come up. You had Power Rangers and Yoshibi Jam, that furry rabbit samurai for his fucking name was.
Oh, Yosabi Yojimbo?
Yosabi Jimbo, yeah.
Oh,
they had a crossover.
Shit.
They had a one-shot crossover.
That's cool. I actually own some of his collected issues over there. I got a bunch of comics over there.
Power Rangers teamed up with TMNT for 2. It was 2 arcs you had on that. So yeah, Power Rangers recently. Good Lord, man! Please, I'll go over that in one of these days. But what they're doing with Power Rangers is it's so fucking disgusting. Honestly, Boom Studios should sell that license to someone. Get that? You know what's crazy? Boom should, because all they're known is for like fucking Power Rangers anyway. Sell that to like Skybound. Let Skybound reboot it and give me
they have the contract with Saban, and if Saban should switch up and just say like once the contract's done, all right, Boom, you guys did your thing. Now let's go see what image.
Because they're just paying the license to have it anyway.
Boom is just paying them to use the license and then to distribute the comic book, but it's not that good, so. They need to get it under some better creative team. Same thing with like the Star Wars or Star Trek stuff. The Star Trek stuff is terrible. It's like you guys are going to redo all that shit.
Man, such stupid shit that Boom was doing Power Rangers. Guys, I know all the Power Ranger comic history for the most part. I looked into everything, read all the stuff. Not yet. Eventually, we'll get into that at some point. But they had this massive ongoing thing. Then they wrapped it up and did a number one shot to wrap up everything. Then they started a new thing called Power Rangers Prime with a female. It's Jaden's sister from Power Rangers Samurai is the protagonist. It's Power Rangers Prime. It's a new ongoing series. They stopped their big universe they built up with all these Power Rangers series just to do a number one shot to sell. Then just to reboot it again to a new number 1 series. Why? Why did they? Fucking hell! Jesus Christ! they did this like one shot where it was Power Rangers across the morphing grid, where it was like a bunch of Power Rangers kind of writing anthology series for themselves. They did Mighty Morphin Power Rangers: The Return, which was basically. If they had defeated Rita Repulsa in season 1 and it was them like 30 years later, that came out from that was actually written by Amy Jo Johnson actually. But it's like, yeah, I agree with you, man. Boom should just sell that shit. They're overpaying for it anyway. They're gonna reboot this series anyway.
They're desperate. They need a hit, so then they keep on trying new teams, and they, like DC and Marvel, like it goes along good, and they don't, before they give it a chance to cook,
I
they'll
love
boot a
this.
series if it goes low, So
I love this tagline in the book. It's sealed because I haven't read it yet. Look at that tagline. Watch out, Justice League. It's morphin' time.
morphin' time.
Oh, no. Oh, shit. Boom is on the verge of bankruptcy, so they might have no choice. That's true. They said that they have to reduce the amount of titles they're putting out. Valiant has to.
Yeah.
Valiant just fired their editor. Who's overseeing them books?
One now with the Diamond distribution going down, it's just hurting everybody. Like everyone that wasn't Marvel and DC, and they are all kind of scrambling out, trying to figure things out. Yeah, it's rough right now all the way around. Like it's not. We haven't even seen the full effect of the whole Diamond fall. Like
not yet. Yeah. Well, it'll have to be after like Free Comic Book Day, because they're still doing Free Comic Book Day, even though that wasn't okay. I understand the idea behind it, but that itself is a problem, guys. Nothing's, first of all, that's the joke in itself. Nothing's made for free. Second of all, no one wins on that. Nobody wins on that. Yeah, like it's good. You get a free comic book to go to a store. It promotes the shop's owners and everything. You don't make money off Free Comic Book Day. That's always a loss. Keep in mind, this happened for many years. Free Comic Book Day, where you make no money on it, and they wonder why they have no money. I don't even know why they're, man, we did a project for 20 years that was called Free, and we made no money. And we're broke. The fuck's wrong with you guys? But yeah, this is issue 1. Cool artwork though. So I'm pretty sure since Sasuke's wearing that, this is pretty much pre-Sasuke retrieval arc, because I seen Naruto have the Rasengan in one of the issue covers. So imagine this is after they beat Orochimaru and get Tsunade to be the 5th Hokage before Sasuke retrieval arc. I would imagine that's where it's set at.
Somewhere in that area, yeah.
That's probably pretty good, because Naruto fighting the guys, Naruto probably beat him all by himself, really, for being honest here. Probably kill him if you really want. Kakashi versus Leonardo. Come on, guys, that's not fair. None of these things are fair, man. Dude, has this been getting delayed? Because a lot of those Naruto TMNT crossover books, it took issue 2 a while to come out.
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing like a month or what the deal is, if it's delayed or usually with these projects, they get, with the big companies like this and the big IPs, they get a good head start on it. So it's like issue 1's art is completely done. Issue 2 is probably done, and issue 3 is almost done before they even pop out with issue 1 on stands. But it all depends. Like this might have been rushed a little bit, and then the artist is just trying to keep up, and any kind of delay in that the system adds massive delays onto the release. So if your writer gets sick and can't get you the script, then your pencils get behind, and then if the pencils, anything happens to him, then that person, next person, it all can
screw up start pulling an EVS.
Yeah.
This week coming up, man, there's nothing for me to buy. This is going to be one of those weeks where if I don't buy my pull list the prior week, I'll just buy it this week with the one title I was going to buy anyway. Because last week, I already have these books in my cart on mycomicshop.com. So I'm going to buy them this week coming up when I get paid, because, guys, there's nothing here. And I have the trades in hardcovers Mark II. I'm finishing that series. That's just a 4-part mini series. But there's nothing here. Half the stuff I'm just waiting for trade, or I just kind of fell off of picking it up because I just lost interest in picking it up and just gonna read it and review it and trade at some point. Like, none of this stuff here is like, there's nothing here. This is one of those weeks where I'm basically just buying last week's books with one of the books that released this week. That's it. There's nothing here. I mean, I'll get this. I don't have a problem getting the Batman trades for that Batman ongoing series that they do. The James Tynion omnibus is coming out. I'll get that later. That's not like must get right now. There's Teen Titans Go #1. I mean, I
might pick up Darkwing Duck #1 because I love that.
You're insane. You're insane.
I love that. Oh, come on now.
Darkwing Duck #1.
Hell
32 pages, $4.99. Writer,
I love Darkwing Duck.
Good Lord, man. Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. I was confused them with like Howard the Duck.
Oh, okay.
I was confused. I was like, holy shit, my brain is fried. But there's Red Coat trade, but it's like, I don't know. I'm waiting for the Rook Exodus trade. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, I like that Rook Exodus series. I've been keeping up on that one. I like it.
I have all the issues. I gotta start reading it. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Superman Space Age. There's the Multiverses trade. I'll probably get that. Well, speaking of, you guys asking about crossovers, there's Batman and TMNT. That's a 2025 5 edition. I have the trades.
Oh, if you haven't read Sakamoto Days, I highly recommend that one.
This one right here?
Yeah. That manga is amazing.
Okay.
It's some of the best.
You know what's crazy with that? I can start with volume 1 for that.
Yep.
Where do you start with Sakamoto Days? At the very beginning.
At volume 1.
It has to be for the next week. So what's coming out on the week of the 12th? It has to be, when is Hush 2 starting? Hush 2 starting the week after this one. So you have Absolute Superman. Okay, pull that. I'm waiting on the Transformer stuff for trade because I like reading it collected. Batman and Robin. No, that's the wrong one. No, I don't have that series. I don't want that one. That wasn't trade. I just get action comics that I just like Superman. What else is here? I have Iron Man there because I just like Iron Man. Jeremy Adams Aquaman 3. Jeremy Adams Aquaman.
Oh, The Moon is Following Us is Daniel Warren Johnson. That one is very good.
Okay.
That one's a good one to get into. If you want to wait for the trade, it's probably getting pretty close to trade level.
Sakamoto Days is actually super solid. They just released the anime for it too. Really?
Yeah, there's anime on Netflix. I think there's like 7 episodes.
You guys think I read and watch stuff? No, I just make up stuff and read the wiki pages. Just kidding. Detective Comics, Batman. What else is here? I have that series, so I'll just have that. Usually, the stuff that I get is stuff that I marked up already. Daredevil by Nocenti and Romita Jr. I have a lot of Daredevil stuff. Jesus Christ. Green Arrow, Omnibus, Quest. Nothing else super interesting outside of the stuff I already have. That's pretty much it. A bunch of Transformers reprints. Black Panther Omnibus coming out. They're still reprinting all these damn Transformer books. You guys are still ordering this? God, just buy the damn trade. The first trade's like $15. You get all the first 6 issues.
Hey, no, that's good. Get those reprints going.
Just keep going.
Buying comics, man.
Yeah,
just keep going.
Different cover, same book. Hell yeah, keep going. Good Lord,
keep it up.
It's the anime sec. Yeah, they usually One Piece should be on chapter 1048 at this point. Because I remember I saw One Piece in here. I think it's new One Piece chapter releases on the week of Hush 2 starting. No, Hush 2's not starting this week. Absolute Batman number 6. Okay, I have that. I had Detective Comics there for some reason because I'm just a weirdo with Batman. Absolute Flash.
Ooh, that's coming up then, huh? Nice.
Absolute Flash is on the 19th, the week of the 19th. What else we got? Batman and Robin. I think I'm already 6 issues deep in the series. Might as well just have it the whole thing. Zatanna, how about issue 1? I don't know if I'm going back to issue 2. I think I bought issue 2 of this. I think I did. Make sure I have it there. The Question. Who the fuck makes a book out of that? Sonic. No, just trade. Captain Sam Wilson, Captain America. Don't know why I was buying this, but fuck it. I was already buying it. Oh, DC Sonic Hedgehog crossover. What? Are you telling me this is not hype for people? No way. Oh, people, come on. This is a dream come true. What's the covers on these? This looks pretty good. This cover.
Yeah, that one's not bad.
Looks good. It looks great. Oh, that looks pretty good. Awesome. Why?
Well, that's for guys like me, so I can draw on them.
I always wondered why they would just release a blank canvas for a cover.
Yeah, that's like, or let's say you buy that one and then you go to a Comic-Con, you find your favorite artist and have them draw on it for you.
Characters, Knuckles, everything, trade paperback. Like, it's so crazy. Why is this so low pulled? That's beyond me. You guys are weird. Ultimate Spider-Man trade paperback. Okay, I'll mark that one. Gotta pick that one up. I love the first volume. First volume is absolutely that's easily one of the best things I've read this year. Shit was so damn good. Manga, anime stuff here. Shouldn't My Hero Academia volume 40 be coming up very soon? The very last one. DC's finest team
40's out. They're going to come out with 41, and that should be coming out pretty soon.
What is Chase to Time? Ultimate Spider-Man Epic Collection Learning Curve. I'm just gonna get that in omnibus format. King Spawn, X-Men Fatal Attraction. Fatal Attraction is when I banged my girlfriend's sister. I'm joking. Never happened. Allegedly in Minecraft.
You never had a girlfriend, so
yeah, sick. Oh, whoa, that's crazy here. Let's see, Conan stuff. You ever read any Conan stuff? I hear nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, I've read some Conan stuff. I got a bunch of trade paperbacks of some earlier Dark Horse Conan stuff, and it's pretty good. They're all kind of like
oh my god,
boobies. Legends of his life kind of deal, and it's really cool.
Oh my god, look at that. People are like, I want this. Batman Hush too. Okay, Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman's there. Absolute Occult Wolverine number 3, Just League Unlimited number 5. No, hold on. You guys are more interested in that ugly ass art in Absolute Martian Manhunter number 1 over Sonic and DC having a crossover. This is bought and paid for. There's no way that's true. No way. That is wild. Wolverine Revenge. Okay, I'll put that on there. I have all of those. Power Girls getting canceled. TMNT Naruto. Did I have this? I know I bought issue 2. The DC's Finest Collection. These are great. I like these, but I don't know. The Man of Steel and the Flash. What is this supposed to be? Greatest art. What's this? What's supposed to be collecting? End of Time. I don't know what this is supposed to be collecting, honestly. I don't know what's supposed to team up.
DC Comics presents 1 through 14 and Brave and the Bold 141 through 155.
Oh, I think these are the fun times where they first interact with each other, like Flash Race. Okay, I have these Finest books. They're very, very, very good. I'll put it there. TMNT Naruto crossover book. Right there. Look at that variant right there. Oh god.
Oh,
whoa,
that's cool.
That's cool. Huh, interesting. Okay, let me make sure I'm pulling that. Also, regular people, if you want to keep track of like the newest comic books or omnibuses and trades and everything coming out or manga chapters, just go on this website. You can make free account and just add you don't have to make a pull list either. Just put it in your wish list. That's what I do. Or you can make a pull list for your local comic book shop. You can do that. All right. After this, we're gonna head out of here because I gotta get to bed for work myself. Gotcha Man. I bought the first Gotcha Man trade. That's from Mad Cave. A lot of people say they're doing some very good stuff. Darkwing Duck. Oh, this man killing me. Batman Dark Age. X-Force. They canceled X-Force, and the trade's coming out 2 weeks later. That's how you... I think this is what Aaron Sparrow said on Thinking Critical's channel when they had a recent video. This was canceled the minute they announced it. I'm stealing that. I am stealing that one.
That Frankenstein series is pretty good.
Which one?
The one right
there.
That's the hardcover's coming out for that one. That one's good.
Star Wars Inquisitors. No one wants that shit. There's actually Avatar comic books. There's pretty much comic for like fucking everything. Batman Hush. Giant size special edition. Oh, DC, you guys just ain't shit. Wait a minute. They're doing a... Oh my god, DC. Jesus Christ. Okay, for those of you who don't know, a lot of people are like, well, I want to start with the character at the very beginning. You can. So with Batman, you can start at the very beginning of his if you buy the Batman Golden Age Omnibus. Anything that has Golden Age Omnibus, you can get the character's first appearance and get it in order up until the moment where they stopped at. Instead of just printing more omnibuses in that run in order, they're just reprinting the same shit. What are you doing? Just print a volume 7 or an 8. Why are you... I understand the reprint angle, I do, but like, fuck, man. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Across the Morphin Grid trade paperback. Definitely buying that. That's on the pull list. Private American. Well, that's Mike Barron's book. Yeah, he got it through Antarctic Press, but even they have to take on smaller titles because, well, they had Diamond as a distributor. Diamond's going under, so that's definitely not good. Marvel Masterworks. And that's it for the month of March, pretty much. And what's after March? April? So, nope, no need to be looking down that far because, good Lord. In April, I'll be getting married to my wife, and we'll be having hot sex all month. And then there'll be no content at all. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Me and Warren will be doing this again. Well, he's gonna be on Wednesday show, barring, well, he has to work. If he gets called into work, then no, but should be on Wednesday. We'll see him back again on Friday. We're going to be reviewing Absolute Wonder Woman #2, and we'll do another topic that we didn't cover today. Well, these are just, that's the goal for these shows. A review, a topic, that's it. And Lashley, man, anything else you want to say before we head out, actually?
No, I'm doing good, man. If you guys want to follow me, just look up Lunchbox Warren and any of the social medias, and I will pop up. And be keeping an eye out because I've got issue 2 of my comic book coming out on Kickstarter soon. So you guys have yourselves a great time.
Hell yeah, man. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. We'll be back here tomorrow, the panel show, Saturday, talking about the bullshit that happened this week. So we'll see you guys.